The uniform makes for brotherhood since when universally adopted, it covers of all
Raj, just a
differences
minute.
of class.
For your kind information, we are going to live in the official Facebook page of Nepal Scouts after 2 minutes, so that all of you, all the friends, you just share the live in the official Facebook page, from the official Facebook page, and be aware that all the things are live in our official Facebook. So please, Raj, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The uniform makes for brotherhood since when universally adopted, it covers of all differences of class and country. यो चाहिँ हाम्रो बेड एन्ड पावरको भनाइ हो. We are wearing different colors, t-shirts and scarf, but we have same motto and vision. We are from different part of Nepal, but we are together as a brotherhood and sisterhood. Hello everyone. It's me Rajkumar Banjara from steering committee member. As all we know, we are in the day two of this youth virtual youth forum. Now I would like to welcome to Devraj Kimire, wisdom consultant from for youth forum director, Ram Prasad Bhattrai, director of Nepal Scout, Suraj Khanal, assistant leader trainer, resource person, Sujit Maharjan, senior assistant secretary, Prakriti Uprati, IR and partnership officer documentalist, Krishna Packerel, IT officer, IT operator, Mapila Khadka, AIS officer, group facilitators and facilitators, uh, and all my dear friends. Now, I would like to welcome Asma Dulal for the summarize yesterday's forum. Asma, please go
Thank you
ahead.
so much. Thank you so much, Rajkumar Banjaraji. Firstly, I'd like to welcome every one of you on the second day of Youth Forum. And as you already know that we had our opening ceremony yesterday, and I'm going to shortly brief about what we did yesterday. So the meeting was called to order by our respected director of planning team, Mr. Devraj Gimide sir. He welcomed all of our guest speakers who were there yesterday to kind of inform us about what Youth Forum was, what they did as, when they were participating in their youth forums. And we had welcoming speech by our respected director of Nepal Scouts, Mr. Ram Prasad Bhattrai sir. We had a short speech by our national coordinator, Mr. Lok Bahadur Bhandari sir. And we had remarks by Chair of WAG's Asia Pacific Region Program Subcommittee. Sorry for that. Braun Hughes, and by Regional Director of WOSM of Asia Pacific Region Program Subcommittee, GRC Pangolin, and by the National Coordinator of Nepal Scouts, Lok Bahadur Bhandari sir. And we even had introduction of committee members and description about the forums of what we are going to be doing in this week by, again, our respected director of planning team, Mr. Devraj Gimide sir. And as a keynote speaker, we had Vice Chairman of APR Program Subcommittee, Steve Tice. So basically what we discussed yesterday was that how, Scouts are resilient and how good Scouts are resilient as compared to other non-Scouts, and how Nepal Scout is, planning to include all of our youth's recommendation while doing the strategic planning for upcoming year. So these were the areas which were focused, and definitely it's Nepal Scouts is going into a new era, and it was mentioned that Nepal Scouts will consider all of the recommendations that we will be making in this youth forum while making plans and, while programming and stuff like that. And again, from the, videos and research papers that was showed to us by the Vice Chairman of APR Program Subcommittee, Steve Tice, it was said that Scouts develop in many ways by getting involved in nature, by spending time in nature and with friends. So even at this point of time where we are physically impossible to physically connect to each other, how important it is to conduct programs like this, get connected to friends like this in digital platform, and how this helps in overall development of scouts, not only in the national level but in the local level, and that starts for the development of leadership skills in our own organization too. So these were the main topics that were discussed yesterday, and I'd like to end my briefing over here and turn the time over to Rajkumar Banjara again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Asma. Now I'm going to start now. Thank you so much, all of you, for your patience. Today we have three guests. They are as Sarana, Youth Program and Adult Resources Executive and Boy Scouts of the Philippines, former Manager of Peace at Pole Organization of the Scout Movement, POSIUM. Now we have Dawa Sherpa, Scout Masters and MOP Local Coordinator. Success is vehicle which moves on wheel called hard work. But the journey is impossible without fuel called self-confidence. One is saying he is doing more hard work on this pandemic. He is making too much marks, producing sanitizer and distributing for Nepal police and also for local people on Kirtipur and helping for local police to make quarantine. And we and also we have Madhav Dungil, who is Vice President of Nepal Youth Council. And now I would like to request to our director Devraj sir to welcome to our guest.
Thank you, Raz, for the wonderful introductions and the starting. I would like to repeat some of the announcement. All the rovers and rangers, on 5th of Asad, I mean the 19th June, we are celebrating Nepal Scout Day. We need your programs and activities. On the second last day, on 6th of Asad, we are doing the virtual campfire. We need your program and activities. We will conduct the campfire as we used to conduct in our face-to-face campfire. There is a session tomorrow on SDGs in Scouting. We have already circulated the documents to read. Please go through the documents regarding the SDGs. And the next day, we will have the youth program. All the rover rangers, you go through the youth program or the curriculum of the rover section so that we will get the feedback. This is your homework, okay? So, without further delay, I would like to welcome my own friend, Yasser F. Sarana from the Boy Scout of Philippines. Before starting his presentation, I would like to introduce Brother Yasser. Brother Yasser has significantly developed in his competency in areas of outdoor-based, non-formal education and leadership training through the scouting for more than 10 years, and currently work with the Boy Scout of the Philippines as an executive in charge of the youth development program and leadership training for the volunteers, management consultancy with the World Organization of the Scout Movement while serving the various National Scout organizations in the Asia Pacific region. He has the professional competencies. He has the competency of the community organized project management and also the training and organizational development. Now he is serving as he has great working experiences, youth program and adult resource development executive. He is serving in a Boy Scout of Philippines from 2012 to till present. And he is the chairperson of Department of Mass Communication, School of Liberal Arts, Emilio College, 2010 to 12. Network Development Manager, Focus Media Audiovisuals, 2008 to 10. Channel Sales Executive, SR Philippines Inc., 2006 to 8. and Regional Training Officer, Samsung Electronics Philippines, CROP, 2004 to 6. He has obtained the Chartered Business Administration certification from the Asian Institute of Management, Makati City, Philippines in 2010. He has already completed the Master in Business Administration from the Jos Rizal University Graduate School in 2009 and Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication from the LICAM of the Philippines University, Manila. Mr. Yasar has received many awards, recognition, and appointments. He has received the Better World 10 in 2024 World Scout Jamboree in 2019 in West Virginia, Better World 10 in 31st Asia Pacific Scout Regional Jamboree in Mongolia in 2007, WOSM Services Coordination Team 2007 to 20, 17 to 20, Asia Pacific Region Tide Turners Plastic Challenge NSO Coordinator as a of the Philippines 2020 to 21, and Asia Pacific Region Messenger of Peace Corps Team. He is serving as a core team member since 2020 to 21. Asia Pacific Region Messenger of Peace Hero Award. He has already received the Asia Pacific Messenger of Peace Hero Award in 2015 and Philippines National Red Cross Volunteer Award in 2001. And he is one of the 10 outstanding Boy Scout of Philippines in 2000. So I would like to welcome Mr. Yaz for today's session. He is he's highlighting on the Better World Framework and the Messenger of Peace program. Please stay tuned and write your questions in the chat box in the meantime while you have the questions, and we will pick the best questions in the question and answer round. So welcome Yaz for the session.
Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Manila. First, I would like to take this opportunity for inviting us to join your National Scout Youth Forum online. This is actually the first youth forum that I attended online by a National Scout organization, and you guys are very lucky because with the leadership of Nepal Scouts now, I'm sure that the programs, projects, and activities will benefit more young people, and I'm sure you are in good hands. I would like to share my slide. There. There. So the invitation was sent to me to talk about the Better World Framework and Messengers of Peace projects and its impact. Young people, rovers and rangers of Nepal Scouts, this is a very important time for you to really take note and listen carefully, because this opportunity will help us give more information, knowledge, and ideas on how we can help our National Scout organization and communities to have more projects that will benefit the young people in the community, especially at this point in time that most countries in the region are suffering from COVID-19 global pandemic. In fact, even here in the Philippines, we have lots of cases, and we're still in community quarantine. So let's make the best out of this online youth forum. I hope that you have your pen and pencil with you, so you can write down some notes. I'll try to go on as slowly as I can, and you can type your question in the chat box, or at the end of my presentation, you can ask permission, and then let's discuss your questions. Okay? So, young people for a better world. Everything we do in scouting is all about contributing to society for us to be able to create a better world. most importantly at this point in time, that most countries in the world are really having a hard time struggling in amidst the COVID-19 global pandemic. So we have to be more resilient and we have to be more creative and innovative in making projects that will help your family, and will help your community in creating a better world. So, what is better world? Always remember that before we had this COVID-19 global pandemic, when the world is still at its peace, now we are facing a new normal with limited mobilization and limited resources. Always remember that we deserve a better place. So we deserve a better community, a better society, and a better world. Remember that the better world is for you and I. It's for everyone. So just like what the founder have said, Lord Baden-Powell, let's try to live this world a little better than we found it. So the Youth Forum is an avenue for you to talk about how to make the world a better place to live in. So let's take action to keep it better than we found it. Um, Going back to the purpose of your youth forum and the purpose of scouting, the mission of scouting. So you're having your youth forum now. You need to think and reflect the mission of scouting so that you are always be guided with the actions that you will take with your rover group or your rangers, fellow rangers, rover rangers. Um, Always remember that every project, activities that you do, make sure you learn something from it. You learn something from it because the mission of scouting is to contribute to the education of young people through a value system. So if someone would ask you now that you're having your youth forum and would ask you what project would you think that is best for you to have, what specific community project would you like to have? It's okay if you do not know the answer because it's normal. It's okay. Not everybody has answer for all questions. It's okay. But the most important thing is you and I, we can explore and try to find out the answer. So we need to contribute to the scouting helps contribute to the education of young people through value system, the scout out and law, for us to be able to create, help build a better world where people are self-fulfilled as individual and play a constructive role in society. When you do a project with your rovers, with the rovers and rangers, always bear in mind that every single rovers in the group, every single rangers in the group has a role to play. So make sure that when you do a project, every single members will learn something from the project. No matter how small it is, no matter how big it is, for as long as you learn something from it, it's okay. That's good. Mission is the mission of scouting is the reason of existence of the movement. The vision, on the other hand, is our foresight. How do we see scouting in the future? Um, to relate it in your context, we have to start with how scouting would like to see itself in the near future. Like by 2023, this year is 2020, and halfway we're almost halfway done going to 2023. So by 2023, Scouting will be the world's leading educational youth movement, enabling 100 million young people to be active citizens. Um, if you will go back to the rovers and rangers in Nepal, so always make sure that when you do something in the community, yeah, other youth and young people will look up to you, something that they would think that I want to be a member of the Scouts. I want to be a rover. I want to be a ranger. I want to be active in the youth movement. I want to be part of becoming an active citizen and creating a positive change in your community. I miss Nepal. I was there sometime in your rover mood. I miss Pokhara and Tamil, and especially the shopping thing. So hopefully by, you know, inshallah, I'll be invited to go back to Nepal. I'll do a lot of shopping. Anyway, going back, I missed you guys. Um, the vision of scouting, if you will relate it to your rovers and rangers, when you plan for a project, you have to think what will the project contribute at the end of it. Okay, so make sure it will create a positive change, meaning it will help improve the lives of people in the community where the project is created or the project is intended to benefit. Now, going back to the relationship of the mission of scouting and the vision, so you have to realize that as rovers and rangers, from the keywords, active citizens, young people, enabling young people, you have to take it from there when you think of a project for your um, rovers and rangers. Um, make sure that we have to promote and encourage more young people to join us. Always remember that the vision for scouting in 2023, young people, you young people, you are meant to be a social influencer. You can create influence towards other young people, towards the youth of Nepal who are not yet member of the National Scout Organization. Because young people, scouting will be the world's leading educational youth movement. That is the influence. And you can be part of that influence. If you manage to influence other young people to join scouting, we will be going towards growth, growing together. From influence, we will be able to engage more young people. We will be growing as movement. We will hit our target as one to engage 100 million young people. And by that, imagine the impact that 100 young people, 100 million young people, or probably like a million rovers and rangers in Nepal doing a project to help those displaced people, to those who were affected by the COVID-19, you can create positive change. So that is an impact. Later, we will discuss impact as we go through several MOP projects that I wish to share with you. Now, once we created an impact, we want to be united. This we can show through our shared values. So everything we do should evolve within the premise and in the context of Scout, Promise, and Law. Every National Scout organization, most of the time, they contextualize the Scout Promise and Law. Like in our country, we call it Scout Oath and Law. Others call it Scout Promise and Law. It's all right. We have to contextualize it. But more importantly, living the values of scouting in your country will create influence, will create growth, will have an impact, and will show unity to all young people, to all scouts in Nepal. Now, if that happens, we are helping to create a better world. But what is better world really? If you'll see the logo, for those of you who attended the Better World training in Pokhara before we had the first national rover mood, before we had your first national rover mood, we had several activities that falls within the framework of the Better World. So now, Better World is a set or series of program. There are several programs. It includes campaign, call to action, and events designed to develop competencies of young people to become global active citizens by taking action around issues related to sustainable development. Let us slowly, one by one, discuss the Better World Framework. When we say program, number one, it has an objective. It has sets of activities that is geared towards an objective. Okay. When we say a campaign, it supports a cause or an advocacy. So, like, um, what particular advocacy that you wish to promote in Nepal? Um, Perhaps heritage and culture, how to protect and promote heritage and culture in Nepal. That could be part of a campaign. Call to action, meaning call to action is a strong message that you want your fellow young people and youth in Nepal to take action, meaning to do something. Calls to action is to do something right here, right now. For example, call to action is under this picture of the Better World Framework. You'll see the color pink and it has white and pink cross outline. That is the he for she. That is call to action. It's a partnership between UN Women and WASM. It aims to engage more people, particularly scouts, male scouts, to stand for gender equality, to promote women empowerment. So that is call to action. On the other hand, programs like Messengers of Peace, Scouts of the World Award, so those were programs. Events, a Scout Jamboree, a Rover Moon, those are events. Um, for example, we have Earth Hour. Every second Saturday or first Saturday of the March, 8:30 is Earth Hour. Every third Saturday of September is International Coastal Cleanup. Every June 5th or 5th of June is World Environment Day. So these are events that you can take place, that you can participate into, which is also part of the framework, of the Better World Framework. Okay? So everything we do in scouting falls within the Better World Framework if it is related to tackling global issues uh, like environment, plastics, pollution, soil erosion, food security, hunger, injustice, energy, climate. All of those things are related. All of those things are global issues. These are related to sustainable development goals. So now, if we will further summarize and put the better world into a smaller cocoon, all activities, campaigns, call to actions that we do that is related to global issues that will help us to acquire competencies towards sustainable development. There are several logos in this picture. It has Scouts of the World Award, the red one, the Messengers of Peace, the purple one. We have this one is Dialogue for Peace. The next one is Patrimonito. This one is Food for Life. This is World Scout Environment Program. Of course, last June 5, the WASM launched the Earth Tribe that replaces the World Scout Environment Program. I hope you are aware of that because there are new initiatives under the Better World, particularly the Earth Tribe, that you can join. Later, we can discuss that. The pink one is a he for she. The one in light light orange is like Scouts Go Solar, and the next one is interreligious dialogue. So these are all programs, campaigns, call to actions that are encircling the logo of sustainable development. Yeah. So it's like saying that everything we do in the framework is contributing to SDGs. There. To visualize it more, um, hmm, to visualize it more, you can see the screen. There are several colorful circles that are circling around. You see scouting, the bigger circle, the one with the different color ropes, and it says scouting. So inside scouting, there is the youth program. The youth program is the everything is the learning opportunities that young people learn from scouting or benefit from scouting. Inside the youth program, we have the Better World Framework. Okay, the Better World Framework. Um, it's like a machine. Inside the machine, there are several chain blocks and anchors that rotates together to create energy and power. So it's like the youth program. Inside the youth program, we have the Better World, we have partners and community members. So outside of it all, there you can see a scout wearing a scarf. There you can see community uh, members and sustainable development goals, meaning the entirety of the Better World Framework within scouting, outside scouting, including community members and partners. These are different organizations like the UN, UNGA, Worldwide Fund for Nature, KAICID, and all of these things. Because at this point in time, especially in this time of global pandemic, we cannot do it alone. So we need to be global citizens working with different organizations through partnership to address global issues. Now, as I have mentioned, these circles are the symbolic framework of how the Better World Framework operates. So it's like a machine inside, meaning it interacts with the partner and the community member within the youth program and within scouting with the help of society, NGOs, government, young people, scouts and non-scouts. Okay? So it's like this, initiatives, call to actions. As I have mentioned before, last June 5, World Environment Day, WOSOM launched the Earth Tribe. So as you can see in the picture, there is the logo of Messengers of Peace. There, next is Earth Tribe, and then Scouts of the World, Dialogue for Peace. You know, WOSOM is doing a lot of work for young people, and I know WOSOM is very innovative and creative enough to make it more interesting, challenging, and appealing. And I'm pretty sure you will have your sessions on SDGs and other programs. I hope you learned something about the Earth Tribe. But later we can still collaborate on this one, because as we all know, Messengers of Peace is very complex and it touches different programs, projects, campaigns, and initiatives. Briefly, I know you will have your separate session on sustainable development goals, but briefly, what we simply want to say is that when we take action about issues related to global concern, um, that becomes a concern for sustainable development. So everything we do in the Better World Framework contributes to sustainable development goals. May it be Messengers of Peace, Scouts of the World, Ticket to Life, Food for Life, Scouts Go Solar, everything. So contributing to sustainable development goals with the Better World Framework. Um, are you familiar with the 17 logos? I'm sure you are. So these are the 17 sustainable development goals that young people in scouting is encouraged to address and take action. Yeah. So if we are to link the initiatives of SDGs with the program within the Better World Framework, so there is the checklist. Um, from goals 1 to 17, and the column on the other side that shows the program, like MOP, Earth Tribes, Scouts of the World, Religious Dialogue, Dialogue for Peace, Scouts Go Solar, and Patrimonito. All of this has a specific um, sustainable development goals that is linked into or linked with. As we go along, the question is, if there are if these programs under the Better World Framework are related to sustainable development goals, how will Scouts for SDGs work? So how does it work? First, we need to be more aware of what is happening in your community and your society, because from there you can get inspiration on a specific project that you would like to work into. You have to become active global citizens in a way that by offering them education, training, and learning opportunities, through scouting, explore, advocate for sustainable development. In the most simplest term, you ask yourselves, what is happening now in your community during COVID-19? Can you get an inspiration out of what is happening now? If your answer is yes, probably if I am in your position, I'll think, if the community is still in lockdown and a lot of people are affected by COVID-19, I think I have to do something. You may not have the answers to that particular question on what to do, but more importantly is you have an inspiration to do it. Because inspiration will move to the second part. Um, the moment you are inspired, you can easily collaborate and work with your fellow rovers and rangers. With that, we want to enable young people to have the tools and information to develop sustainable development competencies through non-formal education experience. And then last one is to deliver. So inspire, enable, and deliver. Try to think of an activity that addresses those who were affected by COVID-19 in your community. Try to think of ways to help raise sources of food for those who cannot work because of the lockdown or community quarantine. What are the needs of children with disability or young people or parents at this point in time? Especially that government services are limited, this is the perfect time for Scouts to take a stand, think of an idea, get inspired, enable yourselves by acquiring competencies, and with the help of your fellow rovers and rangers, you can deliver programs, projects, and activities within the better world. Now, I want you to have your paper and pen or paper and pencil. I want you to think of this sets of competencies. We will just briefly cover it because it's related to better world. But I know you will have your own session on SDGs. These 10 competencies, competencies towards sustainable development, it's very important Um, there. I want you to write down eight, sorry, these eight competencies. Systems thinking, write it down. Then normative competency, write it down. Collaboration, self-awareness, anticipatory, strategic thinking, critical thinking, and integrated problem solving. I want you to put a number from 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. So I want you to rate yourselves according to these competencies for sustainable development. So systems thinking is the ability to see the interoperability of different structures and groups within a bigger organization. If you have that skill, that means with your rovers and rangers, you can work with different groups. You can see the big picture, okay? That is systems thinking. You are not just concerned with your own system, with your own group, but you can also see the relationship of your group with the other group. That is how you see different complex structures and systems working together as one big whole picture. That is systems thinking. I want you to rate yourselves from 1 to 10. 1 being the highest, 10 being the lowest. Write it down. Now, second is normative competency. This is a personal reflection on how your norms and values affects your action. So if you can reflect and think the basis of your action as a person, as a student, as a scout, as a daughter, as a brother, um, as an individual, rate yourself from scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. If you are aware of your norms and values while doing actions that are related to it, then that means your normative competency is high. If you're not aware, then your normative competency is a bit low. But it's okay. It's all right. Number 3 is collaboration. Collaboration is your ability to work with different people, regardless whether you know them for a long time or you just met them during this youth forum. If you can, if you have the skill, the people skill and the ability to work with different young people, you will be successful in life. Because in any other organization, particular work is not something that you can be done alone. It requires a team. It requires a group. So the skill for you to work within a group is collaboration competency. So I want you to rate yourselves from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Self-awareness. You write down um, what are your strengths and weaknesses, competencies. If you are aware that you are poor in planning skills, organization skills, communication skills, and you are good in creativity, hosting, photography, that means you are aware, your self-awareness competency is a bit high, meaning you know the areas, the skills that you need to work on. So 1 to 10, you rate yourself 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Number 5 is anticipatory. This is something that you can see the effect of an action today as it will relate to the future. You anticipate what will happen. It's like an analysis of cause and effect. So if you do this, what will happen tomorrow? You can anticipate what will happen in the future by doing something today. You can visualize it. That's perfect. You have high anticipatory competency. From scale of 1 to 10, You rate yourself 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. That is anticipatory competency. 6 is strategic thinking. This is something that you can think of the objective, the strategy, how to achieve your objective. Strategic. Um, yeah, strategic thinking. So 1 to 10, rate yourself. I'd like are you in the 4? Are you in the 6? Are you in the 8? Critical thinking is different from strategic thinking. Critical thinking is um, the process of discerning and analyzing um, problems and issues within organization or within a certain system. Analyzing critically means to scrutinize, to um, to scrutinize into pieces, meaning to analyze process one by one. If a person is critical, that means that person is very prudent and diligent, meaning um, he takes good care of the, he takes pride on his work by seeing to it that the work is done uh, properly, completely, by critically thinking one step at a time. The last one is integrated problem solving. This is the ability of you young people today to think of how to solve a problem with the help of different individuals because it's integrated. Um, Analyze the problem, define the problem, brainstorm for a possible solutions, choose the best one, write alternative courses of action. So those are under competency number 8, integrated problem solving. All of this 1 to 8 will help you guys as rovers and rangers. Somehow you need all of these things if you are working on a project. If you are working for a community service project within your group, within your crew as rovers and rangers, definitely you need to have collaboration skills, you need to be strategic, you need to have a systems thinking when you are doing the planning and organizing. All of these 8 are related to what we call competency for sustainable development. This will lead us to our goal, which is 50 million young people, 2 million local actions related to 17 sustainable development goals, and more of plus 3 billion service hours for SDGs. Make sure that you have your scouts.org account. That is very important. And also visit the Scouts SDG Hub. So one of the programs under Better World is Scouts of the World Award. So all of the 17 goals can be related to the projects that you are working on for Scouts of the World. Next, we have Patrimonito. This is also follows the pattern of Scouts of the World. It's just that the Scouts of the World voluntary service for Patrimonito should be related to a UNESCO declared World Heritage Site. Or if you are working to promote a culture in your country, that could be part of Patrimonito as well. Scouts Go Solar. This is part of the Earth Tribe now. Scouts Go Solar. One of the initiatives under Earth Tribe, aside from Champions for Nature and Tide Turners. Of course, we have He for She in partnership with UN Women. This is related to gender equality and quality education. We have Dialogue for Peace program in partnership with KAICID. And of course, last, we have our topic is all about Messenger of Peace. To talk about Messengers of Peace, there are 3 components the program, the network, and the support fund. So again, there are three components of Messengers of Peace initiative. One is the program, one is the network, and one is the support fund. Yeah. So, wait, yeah, there. So, three ways to create peace: personal, community-based, and collective results. Um, I want you to think of ideas and concepts. I want you to write down three words what peace means to you. Think of three words for you that is the meaning of peace. Later, we'll share what we have in mind. There is no such thing, there's no right or wrong answers to this activity. You just have to do it. I want you to write down the top three ideas that comes to your mind. What you, what do you think peace means to you? Yeah. So what peace means to us? Peace is actually depends on someone else's context. It can mean connection, it can mean collaboration, cooperation, it can mean service, it can mean community, it also means brotherhood, love, diversity, acceptance, indifference. So peace as it is defined is too complex. So therefore, the meaning of peace vary from one person to another. For me, at this point in time, peace is all about sleeping more than 8 hours a day and drinking brewed coffee. That is peace means to me, right? So what about you? What peace means to you? Probably peace means seeing your boyfriend and girlfriend 3 times a day. How about that? So it's okay. Peace is totally different from different person. There's no right or wrong answer about that. More importantly is that when you talk about peace with community, with fellow scouts, you agree with one another. Okay? So peace can either be personal, it starts with you. The moment peace starts with you can share it with the community and you can share it with the rest of the community, no? A bigger community. You know, remember the alele? Alele kitatonga. Remember that? Amasa masa masa. So
Oh,
alele is like um, an idea that you share. Alele is like an idea about peace that you share to someone so that you share the same idea until such time that peace becomes relative to everyone, it becomes mutual to everyone, it becomes understandable to everyone, it becomes common to everyone, it becomes shared values to everyone. What we recite in Scout Promise and Law, that peace means to you, it's okay. So becoming messengers of peace, four steps to become a messenger of peace. First is to inspire, explore and research about local problems in action and good practices about that. Right now, what we have is urban agriculture project, and we're good at it. We are planting vegetables and root crops because at this point with COVID-19, food sources are very limited and food security is a global issue. So learn and decide what to do and share. Becoming a messenger of peace is very simple. First, you just need to make a commitment that you want to be a messenger of peace. Then you acquire skills, competencies, be aware of the problem in your community, gather your friends, friends, your fellow rovers and rangers, think of a project and take action. Share what you have done to inspire others to do the same. That's very easy. I think you have your own badge criteria in earning the MOP ring badge. Every National Scout organization in Asia Pacific region, same with the rest of NSO in the world, have their own standard curriculum or requirements for messengers of peace. Like in our country, we have our own. It is included in our Scout advancement for membership, explorer, and second rank. Like it's a progressive number of hours. It starts with 8, 16, and 32. Starts with 8 hours. Then if you progress to the next rank, the number of hours becomes 16, and then if you progress to the next rank, it becomes 32. But you need to do it on a staggered basis, not the whole duration. So like every weekend you do 3 hours of service, every Friday or every Saturday or every Sunday. That's fine. Because you know, with you guys having youth forum, always remember that your generation this time is the most biggest in history. The world today is a home to the largest generation of young people in history with the population of 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion is something that can create a huge impact, not only in the world, not only in your country, everywhere. Young people is really getting bigger and bigger. So the opportunity there is to work together. The opportunity there is to sit down together, think of how to address the problem, work together. So the key actors in scouting as messengers of peace are young people and the scouts. The more scouts, the more young people you engage. Remember, to enable 100 million young people by 2023. So we're getting there. No, we're getting there. We're not saying that it's impossible, but we're getting there. With your help, with the help of all National Scout organization to influence, to create growth, to create impact, to show unity from WASOM to National Scout organization, that's impossible. That's possible. So messengers of peace projects and its impact. Remember that impact has different level. Everything we do creates an impact either at home, community, neighborhood, environment, society, or in the world we live in. Imagine if you have like, you always use plastic straw, you always use plastic bag, single-use plastics. The impact of that, eventually it will end up to river. The river will lead to seas. The seas will lead to ocean. It will end up digested by whales, and all marine lives will be suffering from it. And then the circle of life, people will catch this sea creatures, and then we feed of it, and then we digest all the microplastics that we throw to the garbage or throw to the river. So it's a cycle. The impact is everything we do creates an impact. Right now, I'm biking from my home going to the office for about 6 kilometers, and that's good. That lessens the carbon footprint of riding a bus or riding a car from home to office. So that means my decision to take action by riding my bike from my home to the office helps the environment because it lessens carbon footprint. That's an impact. I want you to write down in your paper 3 simple impacts that you affect in your home, community, and country. Simple one. Like you buy from local market, you buy locally grown vegetables, that is an impact to the community also. I want you to write down three simple impact that you do in your home, in your community, and in your country. Because simple impact will trigger to make it more bigger and bigger and bigger. Those three simple impact that you think of, I want you to share that with your groups, with your fellow rovers and rangers in this youth forum, and try to discuss that further. You can think of a project related to the impact that you are contributing to society. May it be to the environment, may it be to the community, it's okay. So impact, social impact has three levels. No, individual, like how long you've been in scouting, it is personal development. So if young people stays in scouting longer, if young people stays in scouting longer, that means that young people is satisfied for the experience, the knowledge, and the personal development he gained from scouting. That means scouting has an impact to an individual. If you guys, rovers and rangers, do a project like tree planting, community cleanup, donation drive in the community, that impact is community level. Benefits to communities from service provided by the scouts. Institution is the contribution to youth and education policies and debate. This is more complex. At our level, at your level in the youth forum, you can probably take on the first and second. As to the third one, as I have heard from your director, the result of this youth forum will be very important for the planning of the National Scout Organization. So you can always propose, recommend policies and suggestions after this online youth forum. You can consolidate and have a dialogue. What is the most important change that you need to think of as far as the welfare and benefit of Nepal Scouts is concerned, especially for more young people? So how do we start creating an impact? As I have mentioned a while ago, everything we do has an impact. But always remember that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it doesn't matter whether they know that you know, it's all right. It's okay that they don't know that you know. The more important thing is people will see you that you care. Like you go to a community that is very limited in terms of cleanliness, safety, and hygiene, sanitation. Do a scout cleanup there. Don't mind about what people will say. Time and again, if these people will realize that these scouts doing community service in the community, they will realize that these young people do care. If they do, why not we? So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So start simple act of kindness by showing you care will help you start create an impact. We have Clothe the Globe. This one is a MOP project a couple of years back. This is a project of a certain school. This is actually pre-love clothes donation drive, especially for those less privileged young people in the province, far province. So scouts are always be helpful. Next one is urban agriculture project. So why urban agriculture project? Because as I have mentioned earlier, with the COVID-19, um, industry are limited, transportation are limited, creating food sources are limited. So we need to help become more sustainable by growing our own vegetables and root crops. So the Boy Scouts of the Philippines project with the Department of Agriculture is urban agriculture project. This is This helps towards food security, food sustainability by engaging 3 million Boy Scouts to plant in their backyard. It can be hydroponics, it can be aeroponics, it can be root crops, fruit bearing, anything. For as long as it bear fruit or vegetable, it's okay. Because that is the need. Meaning, if we want to create an impact, we need to address a need. What is the need at this point in time? So if we do something that is not the need of society, people in the community will be somehow they will somehow neglect you. They will somehow disregard you because what you do is what is not the community needs. But if you do something that the people knew that they need it, of course, everybody needs food. Vegetable is food, root crops. So if people see you planting and you want to share it with all the rest, people will believe in you that you want to help. So this is our project. More and more young people, scouts and leaders are heading into urban agriculture project because there's no school, no mass gathering, everybody stays at home. Scouting at home, we we help them learn how to start their gardening at home by growing plants and vegetables. Digital thumbprint. This is another project. It's all about um, good manners and right conduct if you are using online. This is another outreach for indigenous young people in the province. We managed to give them slippers, clothes, bags, shirts, and cap. We have like around more than 500 beneficiaries. This is very, very far. But more importantly, I think before I would end my discussion is always remember that scouts, rovers, rangers, make sure um, bear in mind that the most important thing when you do a project is sincerity, compassion, kindness. Yeah, you have to be sincere in what you do. You have to have um, take it from the heart. You take it from the heart because if you use your heart, it's okay. It's very nice. You have to be more. You have to show more compassion to other people, especially those who are in need. So every project is always geared towards helping someone in need. May they be in need of food, in need of money, in need of clothes, in need of shelter, in need of everything. So it's always like that. A hand that is willing to give and a heart that is willing to love, show kindness, sincerity in doing a project. As I have mentioned, if someone would ask you, what should we do for a project? I don't know. It's okay to say that you don't know. Even if you ask me later, if I do not know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know. But it's okay to say that you don't know. The least we can do is you and I. Let's come together, explore together, and let's find out the answer. Because at the end of the day, we work together as one. Brothers, sisters, fellow rovers, rangers. If you ask me individually, personally, I do not know the answer. But I'm pretty sure if I am with my fellow rovers and rangers, we are more than one, definitely, we will know the answer. No matter how long will it take, no matter how hard it is, it's okay to know, to do, not to know the answer now, but if we work together, we will have the answer. So I think that ends my session and would like to turn it over to the host. Should you have any question, I would be glad to entertain questions.
Thank you, Yaz, for your wonderful presentations. Uh, Now we are going to have the question and answer sections. So I encourage the participants to write your questions in the chat box. And please mind that your questions will be asked by us, only those questions which are related to the particular session. I request do not ask your personal questions, and also do not ask the questions which is not related to the sessions. We have the separate open forum to discuss all those things. So I have got some questions. One is, uh, okay, there is one question from Krishna Buratoki. We have faced many challenges while working on our project. Uh, what projects? One of them is a financial problem. Is there any procedures to get financial help while working on our projects? Okay, so yes, it is the questions related to the finance. How can they get the financial support?
Yes. Um, there are two items. First, there are mechanisms that there are mechanisms in WASOM that give financial support to project. First, we have the Scout Donation Platform. The Scout Donation Platform is a crowdfunding application that rovers and rangers can upload and promote their project so that people, especially the World Scout Foundation or the APR Foundation, will contribute to it. The good thing about the Scout Donation Platform is that it is intended for small scout groups, not for National Scout Organization. Um, the Scout Donation Platform is more keen in accommodating projects, small projects that are being handled and managed by scout groups. Although it will still pass through your National Scout Organization. But the more important thing is the money that is needed for your project is funded through several sources of national non-government organization, different foundation, fellow scout groups. Yeah, that's one. Scout donation platform. Still under WASOM, you can still file for, as I have mentioned, one of the component of Messengers of Peace initiatives is support fund. Um, your National Scout Organization has a Messengers of Peace coordinator. There is an application, a web-based application called Plux. That is where Messengers of Peace project proposals are being uploaded. That one, they can take as big, small, medium, and big projects related to messengers of peace. So when we talk about messengers of peace, conflict, children in hot conflict situation, promoting global peace network, capacity building, yeah, those were included also. So if there are also funding agencies outside of WASOM that you can work into, try to check with Asian Development Bank. Even Boy Scouts of America is offering an international grant. You can work that out. I've been handling some grant facility and consultancy before. We managed to get from World Bank. Most of the grants are coming from UN, especially UN Environment, UNFDA, UN, UNDP. There are several UN agencies that offers grant for projects, especially those projects are also related to SDGs. Yeah. So you have options whether to think of a grant project proposal within WOSOM. You can do Scout Donation Platform or MOP, or you can think of, if you want to go outside of WOSOM, you can visit several websites of different UN agencies, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, Partnership for Transparency Fund. There's a lot. You just have to search it. I'm sure you can easily find it. And most of those projects were required that are related to Sustainable Development Goals. Any next question?
Thank you, Yaj. And, the next question is, what are suggestions for us to make a better world? So, how can we make a better world? That is the question for Ruchi.
Yeah. I will rather simplify the question. I would rather simplify the answer to the basic question. The question is, how can we make a better world? First, you start making a better self. Because it's too complicated to start big. So I suggest you start small. You start within yourself. Right now, I'm trying to change one thing at a time at the house, but repairing to Scouts Go Solar, lessen the electricity, um, doing more recycling, reusing, for Tide Turners Plastic Challenge. Start small. Start within your family. Start within the community as you grow bigger. A project. Think of a project. First, think of a problem that you want to solve, but you have to start small because it's too difficult for you to start big. Remember that single act of kindness can change the world. So it doesn't matter whether it's big or small. All the single actions that the millions of scouts are doing, when you combine them together, it's big. So start small. Yeah.
Thank you. The another questions is, what types of projects program will qualify as MOP project? As a MOP project?
Okay. Criteria and qualifications for MOP project. Um, any topic that are related to peace, like bullying, cyberbullying. It can also address public health. This is very timely for COVID-19, like in our case. If you want to help the medical frontliners by making do-it-yourself face shield, face mask, raising hand sanitizer and donating it to medical frontliners, that's good. Foot bath, hand sanitation, or donating, raising funds for those who were affected by the COVID-19, those who cannot report to work or those who become jobless or internally displaced people caught by the lockdown. I've seen a lot of videos in India and even in Bangladesh. There are lots of people who weren't able to go home and internally displaced because of the lockdown. But I'm sure Bharats and Scouts and Guides India are doing something about it. Same thing with Scouts Bangladesh Scouts. But in your case, you can always think of a project that is related to COVID-19. Next, please.
Thank you. The next question is, what are the programs that can help achieve the SDGs in this pandemic?
If we have to be more strategic about it, this time of COVID-19, it is all related to health. So what specific goal that is related to health? That is goal number one is no poverty. Goal number two is, what's goal number two? No hunger. So there are basically the goals that you can work on during this time of COVID-19 pandemic are related to health and well-being. Health and well-being. That is goal number 2, number 3, and number 4, because that's education. You can work on that one. Those goals that are related to public health, public safety, health and well-being, like young people and Scouts suffering from anxiety or depression. Look for a psychiatrist, someone who can train you about psychosocial first aid and debriefing. So those young people who are suffering from anxiety and stress, you can help them out. You can establish a support peer counseling are suffering from anxiety and stress related to COVID-19. And I'm pretty sure for as long as you know that it can create an impact, that will qualify for Messenger CP Support Fund and even to the Scout Donation Platform.
Thank you. I think I have covered all the questions. So thank you, Raj, for nice presentation and your time and efforts for this historic virtual youth forum of Nepal Scouts. On behalf of Nepal Scouts and the planning team, I would like to thank you for your time and the efforts, what you did today. I hope all the rovers and rangers, are benefited and they learn something about the messenger of peace, better word framework, which is under the messenger of better word framework. Messenger of peace is under the better word framework, and also you have gone through some of the criteria of the sustainable development goals. So thank you very much, and uh, just if you have time, you can continue watching the staying in this online, because we have some of the showcase projects we will present here as a showcase project of Nepal Scouts, some of the active Scout leaders that did the project, and we will show the projects. Now, over to Raz. Please, Raz, take over the further program.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
thank you.
sir.
I'll just stay tuned and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah,
Nice.
thank you so much, Yas Sorna, for your presence and wonderful presentation. Now, I would like to request to steering committee chair Vinit to say something.
Hey, thank you so much, Raj. I have some announcement to make regarding to today's program. Right after one MOP project sharing project, we are going to have social time in our schedule. So during that time, you can share your experience, you can sing, or you can show your talent. So if you have any talent, then please inbox me personally, or you can inbox to any steering committee members, so that you'll be given the opportunity to show your talent there. And you must know that the talent will be on first come first basis, and they will be selected as you have told us. म फेरि पनि सबैलाई दोहोऱ्याउन चाहन्छु, अबको हामी एमओपी प्रोजेक्ट सेयरिङ कार्यक्रम सकिसकेपछि चाहिँ हामीले एउटा सोसल टाइम भन्ने एउटा इभेन्ट राखेका छौँ यही हाम्रो आजको स्केड्युलमा, जस अन्तर्गत हजुरले आफूमा भएको प्रतिभाहरू सिङ्गिङ होइन कुनै एल दिन चाहनुहुन्छ भने अथवा केही जोक्सहरू भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने हजुरहरूले देखाउन सक्नुहुन्छ। सो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ स्टेयरिङ कमिटीमा हुनुभएको मेम्बर्सहरू अथवा मलाई पर्सनली इनबक्स गरिदिनु होला, सो द्याट आई क्यान कल यु, वी क्यान कल यु during the time of social time. Thank you, Raj. You can continue the session.
Before starting the MOP projects sharing, हाम्रो राष्ट्रिय युवा परिषदका उपाध्यक्ष आदरणीय माधव ढुङ्गेलजी यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। If Madhav Dai यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ भने I would like to request him for the remarks. Madhav sir हुनुहुन्छ हजुर?
हेलो
माधव सर, गुड नमस्कार।
आयो साउन्ड आयो
आयो हजुर, आयो।
ल सबैलाई मेरो हार्दिक स्वागत छ। स्काउटिङ क्षेत्रका राष्ट्रिय अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय व्यक्तित्व जो हुनुहुन्छ, स्काउटका प्रमुख लगायत सबै स्काउट क्षेत्रको नेतृत्व गणलाई मैले हार्दिकतापूर्वक सम्मानपूर्वक सम्बोधन गरेँ र स्काउटका विभिन्न क्षेत्रबाट यहाँ अहिले रिप्रेजेन्ट हुनुभएका युवा साथीहरू, यहाँहरू सबैलाई मेरो राष्ट्रिय युवा परिषदको तर्फबाट मेरो व्यक्तिगत तर्फबाट हार्दिक अभिवादन नमस्कार गर्न चाहन्छु। म भर्खरै दोस्रो कार्यकालको जिम्मेवारी लिएर यो टेबलमा उपस्थित छु। नेपाल सरकारले राष्ट्रिय युवा परिषदको फाउन्डिङ भाइस प्रेसिडेन्टको रूपमा मलाई जिम्मा दियो र अहिले दोस्रो कार्यकाल यसलाई अलिकति व्यवस्थित गर्ने योजनाका साथ म यो जिम्मेवारीमा अहिले सम्हालिरहेको छु। युवा साथीहरू, आज हामी के गर्दैछौँ अलिकति युवाले जान्नुपर्ने कुरा छ। हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ, विशेष गरी स्काउट दुईटा कुरामा केन्द्रित छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई। त्यो भनेको एउटा सिङ्गो चाहिँ समृद्धिको लागि भोलिन्टियरिजम अथवा यो स्वयंसेवक बनेर सिङ्गो समाजको रूपान्तरको लागि समर्पित हुने काममा अहिले पनि विभिन्न ठाउँमा आफ्ना चाहिँ भूमिकाहरू निर्वाह गरिरहेको छ। विपद व्यवस्थापनका विषयवस्तुहरूमा हरेक ठाउँमा आफ्नो भूमिका प्रदर्शन गरिरहेको छ। सङ्कट, राज्यलाई सङ्कट पर्दाखेरि स्काउट हरेक चाहिँ बेला सडकका विभिन्न ठाउँमा उभिएर चाहिँ जोखिमलाई मोलेर चाहिँ काम गरिरहेको हामीले हेरिरहेका छौँ। त्यसैले स्काउटको नेतृत्व र सिङ्गो स्काउटिङ क्षेत्रका युवाहरूलाई मैले हार्दिक बधाई तथा धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। अब त्यसपछि अर्को भनेको यसले अनुशासन हो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई। मेरो आफ्नो बुझाइमा म स्काउटिङ क्षेत्रको म एकदम यसको ओरिएन्टेटर त होइन, तर मैले जानेको एउटा अनुशासन हो। त्यो अनुशासन भनेको सिङ्गो देशको कानुन नियमलाई पालना गर्ने, एउटा पुस्ता क्रिएट गर्ने, अराजकताबाट उन्मुक्त भएको समाज निर्माण गर्ने, सभ्य समाज निर्माण गर्ने कुरामा स्काउटिङले राम्रो गरी काउन्सिलिङ गरिरहेको छ। त्यसलाई देशव्यापी रूपमा अभियानको रूपमा पनि सञ्चालन गरिरहेको छ। मलाई लाग्छ त्यो एउटा ठुलो सफलता यसले हासिल गरिरहेको छ भन्ने मैले ठानेको छु। तर यति हुँदाहुँदै पनि अब के हो त भन्दा अलिकति बेसिक कुराहरूको सन्दर्भमा कुरा राख्न चाहन्छु। हामी 1000 वर्ष बाँच्दैनौँ। मलाई लाग्छ हामीले एउटा बुझ्नै पर्ने कुरा, हामी मान्छे भएर यो संसारमा किन जन्मियौँ, मानवको जीवन हामीले कसरी किन प्राप्त गर्यौँ भन्ने कुरा एउटा चाहिँ त्यो बुझ्नु र बुझाउनु पर्छ भन्ने म ठान्छु। त्यो के हो भने हामी सँगसँगै हामी मान्छे छौँ, मान्छे सँगसँगै पशु छन्, पशु पन्छी छन्, वनस्पति छन्। ती सबैभन्दा अब्बल मान्छे भन्न प्रमाणित भएको छ र सबै जीव जन्तु पशु पन्छीहरूको लिड गर्ने चाहिँ एउटा जिम्मेवारी मान्छेको काँधमा छ। र हामीले जे गरेका छौँ अहिलेसम्म जति गरेका छौँ त्यो सबै मानवको हितका लागि केन्द्रित छ। हामी पशु पन्छीका लागि उद्धार गर्छौँ भने पनि त्यो मान्छेसँग जोडिएको छ। लाइफ साइकलमा मान्छेसँग जोडिएका चिजहरू हुन्छ। यो मानवता भन्ने चिज त्यहाँबाट हामीले चाहिँ एउटा क्रिएट गरेको विषयवस्तु हो। त्यसर्थ म अलिकति कुरा गर्न चाहन्छु। त्यसैले हामीले कन्ट्रिब्युसन कति बेला गर्ने हो त भन्दा सानो बच्चासँग कसैले पनि अपेक्षा गर्दैन। मान्नुहोस् एउटा सानो बच्चा चाहिँ हुर्किँदै गर्दा सानो बच्चाले मुसुक्क हाँसिदियो भने संसार दङ्ग पर्छ। सानो बच्चा जुरुक्क उड्दिन्छ, संसार गाउँ घर वरपर बाबु आमा सबै दङ्ग पर्छन्। उसले बोल्न लाग्छ, झन् संसारमा यति ठुलो मुस्कान आउँछ, खुसी त्यहाँबाट प्राप्त हुन्छ। जब ऊ हिँड्न थाल्छ त्यसले अर्को खुसी प्राप्त गर्छ। उसबाट चाहिँ कन्ट्रिब्युसनको अपेक्षा होइन, उसको ग्रोइङमा संसार दङ्ग परेको हुन्छ। र यति एउटा समय यति आउँछ हामीले पढ्ने, जान्ने र सिक्ने कुरा भनेको मलाई लाग्छ 5वटा ज्ञानेन्द्रिय हुन्। आँखा, कान, नाक, छाला र जिब्रोबाट हामी सिक्छौँ, जान्दछौँ। आज वास्तविक एजुकेसन यसैसँग जोडिएको हुन्छ। मान्छे यस्तो विशिष्ट प्राणी हो, 5वटा ज्ञानेन्द्रियबाट प्राप्त गरेको नलेजलाई मस्तिष्कमा स्टोर गर्न सक्ने र खटाएर प्रस्तुत गर्न सक्ने, जसलाई हामीले चिन्तन गर्न सक्ने, विश्लेषण गर्न सक्ने र आवश्यकता अनुसार खटाएर प्रस्तुत गर्न सक्ने जुन मस्तिष्क मान्छेभित्र छ, त्यही मान्छेभित्रको विशिष्टता हो भनेर हामीले बुझ्नुपर्छ भन्ने म युवा साथीहरूलाई आग्रह अनुरोध गर्न पनि चाहन्छु। सँगसँगै अब हाम्रो कन्ट्रिब्युसनको किन आवश्यकता पर्छ? हुन त संसारमा दुईवटा विचार छन्। एउटा विचारले भन्छ 84 लाख जुनी पार गरेपछि मान्छे फेरि मान्छे भएर आउन पाइन्छ, जन्मन पाइन्छ। अर्को विचारले भन्छ होइन, यो जीवन पहिलो र अन्तिम हो। फेरि अन्तिम जीवन यही पहिलो र अन्तिम भए पनि यो कति महत्त्वपूर्ण छ। 84 लाख जुनी पार गर्नु परे पनि यो धेरै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ। बच्चाबाट त हामीले अपेक्षा गर्दा रहेनछौँ, बरु आमाले बच्चालाई लिएर हिँड्छिन् अथवा दिदी बहिनी दाजुभाइले लिएर हिँड्छन्। बच्चाले आँखा, कान, नाक, कान, छाला र जिब्रोले सल्बलाइरहेका हुन्छन्। हजारौं कुरो क्वेसन त्यो बच्चाको मस्तिष्कभित्र पैदा भइरहेको हुन्छ। यो के त्यो के सोध्दै जान्छ। बाबा मम्मी दाई दिदीसँग प्रश्न गर्छ, घाम कसरी झुल्किन्छ, कसरी अस्ताउँछ, फेरि किन झुल्किन्छ, फेरि कसरी अस्ताउँछ, यसको गति कति हुन्छ, पानी कसरी बग्छ, कहाँबाट पलाउँछ, यो सधैँ पानी कसरी आउँछ, यस्ता दर्जनौं प्रश्नहरू उसका दिमागभित्र जन्मिन्छन्। आमाले लास्टमा भन्नुहुन्छ, आमा बाबु जब नजानेपछि नबुझेपछि आफूलाई उत्तर दिन नआएपछि यो बाबु भगवानको लीला, ईश्वरलाई थाती राखेर सिरानी राखेर भगवानलाई सिरानी आज हामी साइन्स जानेका, ब्रह्माण्डलाई बुझेका, सोसल यो चक्र बुझेका, त्यो एउटा स्तर हासिल गरिसकेका एजुकेसनले जवाब दिन सक्छौँ। त्यसैले मान्छेको महत्त्व के हो भन्ने विषयमा संसारमा धेरै ठुलो पक्ष। मान्छेको महत्त्व हामीले अहिले हाम्रा अगाडि जे चिज निर्माण गरेका छौँ त्यो मानव निर्मित, अर्को के पनि छैन। प्रकृतिबाट प्राप्त भएको ब्रह्माण्ड पछाडि जति हामीले त्यसलाई डेकोरेसन गर्यौँ, कलरिङ गर्यौँ, त्यो कलरिङ गर्ने काम जहिले पनि मान्छेले नै गरेको हो, मान्छेको मस्तिष्कले गरेको हो। अब एउटा मस्तिष्कले एउटा विद्युतको चाहिँ आविष्कार गर्यो, आज संसार उज्यालो बन्न सक्यो। त्यही बिजुलीबाट, त्यही पानी बगेको पानीबाट उत्पादन भएको चिजले आज हामीलाई जाडो भए एसी, तातो एसी, गर्मी भए चिसो एसी हामी चाहिँ प्रदान गर्न सक्छौँ। फ्रिज त्यसैबाट बन्छ, फेन त्यसैबाट बन्छ, आगो त्यसैबाट, भात पकाउने काम त्यसैबाट हुन्छ। सबै चिजका लागि हामी मल्टिपर्पोजको युजका निमित्त आज हामी एउटा पावरलाई प्रयोग गर्दैछौँ भने आज 8 अरब संसारका नागरिकहरू मान्छेहरूले एउटा नयाँ आविष्कार गर्ने संसार कुन ठाउँ हुन्छ होला, हामीले सोचेको र परिवर्तन खोजेको त्यहाँनिर। त्यसका निमित्त त्यो स्किल विकास गर्नका लागि हामीले शिक्षण संस्थाको क्वालिटी खोजिरहेका छौँ। शिक्षण संस्थाभित्रको चाहिँ त्यहाँभित्र कसैमाथि अन्याय भएको छ भने न्याय खोजिरहेका छौँ। पढ्न नसक्नेहरूलाई पढाउनु पर्छ भन्ने कुरा राज्यको दायित्व खोजिरहेका छौँ र त्यसमा समग्र सबै क्षेत्रको सपोर्ट र सहयोगको कुरा प्रतीक्षा गरिरहेका छौँ। त्यही चिजको एउटा समग्र समष्टिगत रूपमा ह्युमन डेभलपमेन्टसँग जोडिएको, सिङ्गो देशको समृद्धिसँग जोडिएको, सिङ्गो प्रशासनिक कुशलतासँग जोडिएको, सिङ्गो नेपाली जनता अथवा सिङ्गो आफ्ना देशका जनताको न्यायसँग जोडिएको कुशल प्रशासन गर्ने सक्ने राज्य सत्ता हामी खोजिरहेका छौँ, सरकार खोजिरहेका छौँ, सरकारका विभिन्न अङ्गहरूलाई एक्टिभ गर्न खोजिरहेका छौँ। बस त्यही सिलसिलामा आज नेपाल एउटा राजनीतिक परिवर्तन भएर 2/3 सरकार अथवा स्टेबल गभर्मेन्ट बनेर र एउटा ठुलो अपेक्षा जनताले केही गर्न देशलाई केही समृद्धिको यात्रामा केही गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने अपेक्षा क्रिएट भइरहेको एउटा परिवेशमा हामी उपस्थित छौँ। युवा साथीहरू, यति बेला कोरोनाको एउटा ठुलो महामारीले हामीलाई दपटिरहेको छ। त्यो कोरोनाको महामारीले यसरी दपटिरहेको छ, वर्ल्ड वाइड रूपमा हामी आज जसरी यसको आक्रान्त चाहिँ भइरहेका छन् आम नागरिक, एउटा मानवमाथि चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ एट्याकिङ भइरहेको छ। त्यसले अमेरिका होस्, युरोप होस्, चाइना होस्, भारत होस्, नेपाल होस्, कसैलाई पक्षपात गरेको छैन। त्यो बराबरकै इस्यु अगाडि आउँछ। त्यसको यद्यपि हाम्रो होसियारीले, हाम्रो चाहिँ सजगताले, हाम्रो त्यसलाई चाहिँ रोक्ने उपायका विभिन्न चाहिँ उपाय प्रयोग गरेर हामी यसबाट उन्मुक्त हुन सक्छौँ। यति बेला कसैलाई लाग्न सक्छ यो सबै भूमिका कसै एउटा सेक्सनको हो, किमार्थ हुन सक्दैन। यो कुरा तपाईँले, हामी सबैले बुझ्नुपर्छ कि यो सबै मानव जगत मिलेर जसले जहाँ सकिन्छ त्यहाँ मद्दत गरेर र योबाट हामी उन्मुक्त हुने। राज्यबाट मात्रै, सरकारबाट मात्रै हामीले अपेक्षा गर्यो भने यो महामारीबाट हामी मुक्त हुन सक्दैन। आज सरकार पनि जनताले तिरेको करको बेसमा उभिएको हुन्छ। जब कर स्टप हुन्छ, कम्पनीहरू चल्न छोड्छन्, उद्योग धन्दाहरू चल्न सक्छन्, कर तिर्न नागरिकले सक्दैन, त्यसपछि राज्य टाट पल्टिन्छ। त्यसैले यो चिजलाई हामीले सँगै एका राख्नुपर्छ। एउटा स्ट्रेन्थसम्म राज्यले चाहिँ कभरिङ गर्ला, त्यो संयोजन गर्ला, तर राज्य कमजोर भयो भने हामी सबै कमजोर हुन्छौँ। अहिले त हामी आफ्नो ठाउँबाट हामीसँग भएको एक पाथी चामल हामी कसैलाई दिउँला, कसैलाई नपुग्दा एलपी ग्यास पुर्याइदिउँला, दाउरा पुर्याइदिउँला, त्यो हामीले सक्ने एउटा पिरियड मात्रै हो। फेरि लास्टमा डिङ्गा लाउने ठाउँ अथवा टुङ्गो लाउने ठाउँ राज्य हुन्छ, सरकार हुन्छ नि। सरकारको विङ्सलाई कमजोर बनाएर कोभिड-19बाट उन्मुक्ति प्राप्त गर्न हामी सक्दैनौँ। त्यसैले हामीले यो मिलेर नै यति बेला अरू हाम्रा अन्तर्विरोधहरूलाई थाती राखेर पोजिटिभ भाइब क्रिएट गर्नुपर्छ समाजमा। हरेक तलदेखि माथिसम्म सबै जनताका चाहिँ समाज के अरे समूहहरू, चाहिँ महिलाका समूहहरू, जाति जनजातिका समूहहरू र हामी सबै जनताका चाहिँ सेक्टरहरूलाई हामीले एकैसाथ जसको दुखी छ, जो गरिब छ, जसको सम्भव छैन त्यसलाई सपोर्ट गर्ने मनोविज्ञान क्रिएट गर्नुपर्छ। जसरी युवाहरूले अहिले सडकमा आएर स्वतःस्फूर्त तपाईहरू पनि त्यसमा धेरै स्काउटिङ क्षेत्रका युवाहरूले त्यसमा सामेल हुनुभयो। भक्तपुरको स्काउटलाई म फेरि पनि चाहिँ बधाई र धन्यवाद पनि दिन चाहन्छु। जसले लास उठ्न नसकेको लासलाई उठाएर चाहिँ पशुपतिसम्म पुर्याइदिनु भयो, ठुलो एउटा तपाईँहरूले पनि प्राप्त गर्नुभएको त्यो क्रेडिट पनि हो। त्यस्तो धेरै स्काउट क्षेत्रका युवाहरूले गर्नुभएको छ। किनभने त्यो भाव अहिले मैले भनिरहेको भाव चाहिँ त्यो क्षेत्रमा जागृत पनि छ र तपाईहरू आफू मात्रै होइन, आफू लगायतका सिङ्गो नेपाली समाजभित्र एउटा पोजिटिभ भाइब क्रिएट गर्नका लागि तपाईँको भूमिका धेरै महत्त्वपूर्ण हुन्छ। म यही कुरा आग्रह गर्न चाहन्छु युवा परिषदको तर्फबाट, मेरो व्यक्तिगत तर्फबाट। हामी मान्छेको जीवन हामी 1000 वर्ष बाँच्न आएका छैनौँ। हाम्रो अपेक्षा मलाई लाग्छ सबै उमेरसँग कसैले अपेक्षा गर्दैन। त्यो भनेको बच्चासँग गर्दैन, मैले अघि पनि भनिहालेँ, बुढासँग पनि गर्दैन, वृद्धहरूसँग गर्ने कुरै भएन। सबैको अपेक्षा युवासँग हुन्छ। त युवाले 3टा कुरासँग जोडिन्छ त्यो अपेक्षा भनेको। एउटा भनेको उमेर, मैले भनिहालेँ युवा। दोस्रो भनेको आफूले लिएको जिम्मेवारी र त्यसको कुशलतापूर्वक निर्वाह गर्ने कुरा। तेस्रो भनेको तपाईँभित्र भएको स्किल, विशेषता, तपाईँकोलाई झलक्क हेर्ने बित्तिकै संसारले के भनेर चिन्छ, के कुशल मान्छे हो भनेर चिन्छ, के विशिष्ट योग्यता भएको मान्छे भनेर चिन्छ। 3वटा विषयसँग तपाईँसँग अपेक्षा गरेको हुन्छ र त्यो अपेक्षालाई परिपूर्ति गर्न सक्ने मान्छे नै सफल मानवको रूपमा खडा हुन सक्छ। यति कुरा म तपाईँहरूको विचार राख्न चाहन्छु। अर्को विषयवस्तु छ, हामी युवा परिषदको तर्फबाट तपाईँले के अपेक्षा गर्नुभएको होला। म डिटेल्स कुरा त अरू कुनै प्रोग्राममा अथवा युवा परिषदका फङ्सनहरूबाट पनि तपाईँहरूको बिचमा प्रस्तुत गर्ने चाहिँ अनुमति चाहन्छु। तर अहिले यति बेला हामी युथ इन्फर्मेसन सेन्टरको एउटा डाइनामिक प्लानको तयारीमा छौँ। युवाहरूका सुझाव र टिप्पणीहरूलाई सङ्कलन गर्ने र त्यसलाई रिपोर्टको रूपमा प्रस्तुत गर्ने, नेपाल सरकारका अङ्गहरूलाई रिपोर्ट प्रस्तुत गरिदिने एउटा चाहिँ कामको तयारीमा छौँ। त्यसरी युथ डेस्क हामी सञ्चालन गर्दैछौँ। प्रत्येक बिहिबार बेलुका 8 बजेदेखि 9 बजेसम्म चाहिँ हामी युवाका स्पेसिफिक इभेन्ट देशमा समस्याहरूलाई पहिचान गरेर त्यसको सल्युसनको प्रयास गर्ने गरी हामी चाहिँ सरकारी अरू संयन्त्रसँग समन्वयको एउटा यात्रालाई अगाडि बढाउन खोजेका छौँ। त्यस्तै युथ इन्फर्मेसन बैंकको रूपमा एउटा एप्स बिल्डिङ गर्ने तयारीमा छौँ। युथ गाइडलाइन एन्ड काउन्सिलिङ प्रोग्राम चाहिँ एउटा निरन्तर रूपमा प्रत्येक सोमबार र बिहिबार दिउँसो 1 बजेदेखि 3 बजेसम्म सञ्चालन गर्ने गरी त्यसको तयारी गरिएका छौँ। त्यसै गरी युथ ट्रेनिङ एन्ड कोअपरेसन सेन्टरको रूपमा ट्रेनिङ प्राध्यायिक सरकारका संस्थाहरू, सिटिबिटी, इभेन्ट लगायतका संस्थाहरूसँग साझेदारीको चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ सहमतिमा हस्ताक्षर गर्ने तयारीमा त्यसको संवाद गरिरहेका छौँ। र युवा परिषदले युवा पहिचान ट्रेनिङको लागि निड बेस पहिचान गर्ने र युवा सिफारिस गर्ने, सिटिबिटी लगायतका अरू तालिम प्राध्यायिक संस्थाहरूले स्किलफुल तालिम दिने र सर्टिफिकेसन गर्ने, त्यस पछाडि बिजनेस प्लान र त्यसपछि रोजगार प्राध्यायिक संस्थाहरूसँग जबमा रिप्लेसमेन्ट र लोनको सहजीकरणमा युवा परिषदले भूमिका खेल्ने गरी त्रिपक्षीय र यी विभिन्न पक्षको समझदारीको एउटा चाहिँ छलफल अगाडि बढिरहेको छ। त्यसै गरी हामी युथ भिजन डेभलपमेन्ट एन्ड कोअपरेसन सेन्टरको रूपमा युवाहरूका भिजन र आइडियाहरूलाई मर्न नदिने गरी स्क्यानिङ गर्ने र अरू त्यो आइडियालाई चाहिँ कुनै न कुनै ठाउँमा चाहिँ रिकगनाइज गर्ने ठाउँमा सहजीकरण गरिदिने रोलमा हामीले त्यसका विषयमा आज छलफल गरिरहेका छौँ। युथ भोलिन्टियर डेभलपमेन्ट सेन्टरको रूपमा अब हामी यसको स्काउट, युवा परिषद लगायतका अरू संस्थाहरूसँग पनि हामी कोल्याबोरेसन गरेर कोभिड-19 लगायतका यस्ता विपदका बेला अथवा कुन समयमा कस्ता भोलिन्टियरहरू हामीले परिचालित गर्नुपर्छ त्यो विषयमा एउटा छलफलको आरम्भ गर्ने गरी एउटा हामीले यो एजेन्डालाई अगाडि सारेका छौँ। युथ पार्लियामेन्ट हामीले सञ्चालन गर्छौँ। त्यो एउटा इस्टाब्लिस पार्लियामेन्टको रूपमा हामीले स्थापित गरिसकेका छौँ। हामी युवाहरूलाई रिसर्चको लागि प्रमोट गर्छौँ। त्यो भनेको रिसर्च ग्रान्टबाट हामीले केही सानो रकम चाहिँ हामीले छुट्याएका छौँ र रिसर्चलाई एउटा चाहिँ व्यवस्थित र खोज अनुसन्धानलाई समाजको इम्प्याक्टसँग जोडिदिने काममा सहजीकरण गर्ने कुराको रोलमा हामीले चाहिँ भूमिका निर्वाह गर्ने सोचाइ बनाइरहेका छौँ। युवा परिषदकै पहल कदमीको परिणामका रूपमा हामीले नेपाल सरकारले घोषणा गरेको 9 किसिमका कर्जाहरूलाई सहजीकरण गर्ने कुरा अघि मैले प्रश्न पारि नै हालेँ। त्यो लगायतका अरू केही उद्यमसँग जोडिएका, केही शिक्षासँग जोडिएका, क्वालिटीसँग जोडिएका केही अरू प्रोग्रामहरू पनि हामीसँगै सञ्चालन गर्छौँ। और अहिले नेपाल सरकारले यसै वर्ष सङ्घ सरकारले घोषणा गरेको 64 अरब 49 करोड बजेट चाहिँ युवा क्षेत्रमा समर्पित छ। यद्यपि त्यो युवा परिषद अथवा स्काउट युवा मन्त्रालयको थ्रोबाट मात्रै होइन, नेपाल सरकारका अरू अङ्गहरू छन्। त्यो युवा भनेको क्रस कटिङ इस्यु हो। कोही स्वास्थ्य मन्त्रालयसँग छन्, कोही शिक्षा मन्त्रालयसँग, कोही श्रम रोजगार मन्त्रालयसँग, प्रधानमन्त्री रोजगारसँग जोडिएर आएका छन् र यस्ता सबै टोटलको प्रोग्राम चाहिँ 64 अरब 49 करोडको चाहिँ बजेट हुँदो रहेछ। आज प्रदेशले हिजो बजेट घोषणा गरेको छ, स्थानीय सरकारले 10 गते घोषणा गर्दैछन्। यी सबैलाई युवा लक्षित बजेटहरू कति छन् भन्ने कुराको हामी यसलाई स्क्यानिङ गर्छौँ र हाम्रो वेबसाइटमा राख्छौँ। त्यो बजेट र युवा अथवा अवसर र युवाको बिचको अन्तर सम्बन्धलाई सेतुको रूपमा पुलको रूपमा काम गर्ने योजनाका साथ युवा परिषदले आफ्ना प्लानहरू अघि सार्न खोजेको छ र जति बेला जे विषयमा अप्ठ्यारो पर्छ अप्ठ्यारो परेको बेला तपाईले परामर्श लिन आउने सल्लाह लिन आउने तपाईलाई गाइडलाइन गर्ने तपाईलाई जे अप्ठ्यारो पर्छ त्यसको सहजीकरण गर्ने संस्थाको रूपमा युवा परिषदले एउटा हेल्प युथहरूको एउटा सहयोगी संस्थाको रूपमा काम गर्ने योजनाका साथ हामी अगाडि छौँ भन्ने कुरा म चाहिँ यो कार्यक्रम मार्फत आज सेयरिङ पनि गर्न चाहन्छु र अहिले यति बेला अब यहाँ चाहिँ मैले अर्को मिटिङमा पनि म एटेन्ड हुने भएको हुनाले अर्को प्रोग्राममा फेरि यहाँहरूको बिचमा सेयरिङ गर्ने उद्देश्यका साथ म काउन्सिलरकै रूपमा तपाईँहरूको बिचमा केही एजेन्डा सहित आउन पनि सक्छु तर त्यो विषयवस्तु अरू युवा परिषदले अरू फङ्सनहरूका डिटेल्स कुराहरू लिएर पनि म छलफलमा भाग लिन सक्छु यति बेला स्काउटको नेतृत्वलाई मलाई यो अवसर आफ्ना कुराहरू राख्ने अवसर प्रदान गर्नुभएकोमा हार्दिक धन्यवाद सहित सम्पूर्ण युवा साथीहरू तपाईहरू पोजिटिभ हुनुहोस् सकारात्मक हुनुहोस् र अहिले यति बेला यो अभियानमा यो एउटा के भूमिका निर्वाह गर्न सकिन्छ तपाईँको सृजना किनकि सृजना नभएको मान्छे मान्छे हुँदै होइन तपाईँ हामी मान्छे हौँ त हामीसँग सृजना छ त्यो हामीसँग नभएको सृजना संसारमा कसैसँग छैन त्यसैले सृजना सहितको मानव हुनुपर्छ तपाईँ सृजनात्मक ढङ्गले फिल्डमा तपाईँका आफ्ना इनोभेटिभ ढङ्गले आफ्ना चाहिँ भोलिन्टियर अथवा अनुशासन अथवा चाहिँ मोबिलिटीका सन्दर्भमा तपाईँको भूमिका देखियोस् तपाईँलाई टाढैबाट मान्छेले चिन्न सकोस् देख्न सकोस् हेर्न सकोस् तपाईँको पहिचान नयाँ डिफ्रेन्ट ढङ्गले हुन सकोस् शुभकामनाका साथ आफ्ना कुरा टुङ्ग्याउँछु धन्यवाद अभिवादन
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद आदरणीय माधव ढुङ्गेल सर जो नेपाल राष्ट्रिय युवा परिषदका कार्यकारी उपाध्यक्षका रूपमा दोस्रो कार्यकालका लागि नियुक्त हुनुभएको छ नेपाल स्काउट्स र नेपाल स्काउट्सका सम्पूर्ण युवाहरूको तर्फबाट आदरणीय माधव सरलाई हाम्रो तर्फबाट विशेष बधाई र आगामी दिनमा शुभ दिनका लागि शुभकामना पनि हामी दिन चाहन्छौँ र आजको इन्स्पायरिङ स्पिचको लागि थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच फर योर टाइम अफकोर्स यो नेपाल भरका युवाहरूलाई एकत्रित गरेर जुन युवा परिषदले काम गरिरहेको छ त्यसको लागि हामी स्काउटका युवाहरू पनि जानकार हुन जरुरी छ र हाम्रो सिस्टर अर्गनाइजेसनको रूपमा जोइन हाम्रो हातमा हात मिलाएर हामी कामहरू गर्दै जाने नै छौँ भन्ने म विश्वास पनि दिन चाहन्छु र उहाँको समयको लागि विशेष धन्यवाद नाउ विदाउट फर्दर डिले now I am going to start the another segment that is the sharing of the Messenger of Peace project showcase project ko rupma share hundaich by that time Beneath and team steering committee ko team le social time ko program schedule चाहिँ chat box ma le janu hola 1 2 3 4 गर्दै I will be looking on that त्यो हामी अहिले गर्दै छौं के प्रोग्राम आयो लेट अस नो यति भन्दै म नेपाल स्काउटका एउटा जुझारु स्काउट लिडर दावा शेर्पा he is doing amazing work to serve the community as a scout as a group so I would like to invite Mr. Dawa for sharing his project Messenger of Peace अन्तर्गतको उहाँले गर्नु भएको प्रोजेक्ट हामी शेयर गरेर तपाईहरुलाई इन्स्पायर गर्न चाहन्छौं सो दावा प्लिज अनम्युट
हेलो एभ्रीवन नमस्ते स्काउट सेल्स अल अफ सबैलाई मेरो नाम चाहिँ दावा शेर्पा म चाहिँ काठमाडौँ जिल्लाको स्काउट लिडर र हाम्रो ग्रुपले चाहिँ मास्टर स्यानिटाइजर बनाउने एउटा प्रोजेक्ट सुरु गरेको थियो हामीले यो सुरुमा चाहिँ हामीले अलिकति पिस ट्राई गरेको थियौं त्यसपछि गएर पछि माग आयो र स्पोन्सर आएपछि हामीले लगभग 4000 5000 क्रस मास्कहरु बनाएर बाँड्यौं पनि हामीले स्यानिटाइजर पनि हामीले 20% बाँड्यौं म के कुराहरु शेयर गर्न चाहन्छु जस यो सेन्टर मास्क चाहिँ हामीले घरमा बनाउन सक्छौं र साथीहरु घरमा बनाएर ओसिप गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ फर्दर डिले नगरिकन म आफ्नो यो प्रोजेक्ट सुरु गर्न चाहन्छु र हाम्रो यो अगाडिको सेसनमा ओके Virtual Youth Forum Sanitizer and Mask Production and Distribution Project 2020. Our presentation. तल गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ तने मिल्छ है सोध्नु होला र हाम्रो चाहिँ यो मास्क बनाउने तरिका भन्छु हामी के सामान चाहिन्छ यो म तपाईलाई भन्दैछु र सुरुमा चाहिँ हामीलाई मास्क गज जुन चाहिँ मास्क हामीलाई यो प्रोभाइड हुन्छ मास्कको कपडा यहाँ हामीसँग छ यो कपडा चाहिन्छ त्यसै इलास्टिक ब्यान्ड हामीले यो इलास्टिक ब्यान्ड पनि चाहिन्छ र त्यसै गरी हामीले अर्को भनेको पेपर जस्तो हामीले एउटा फिल्टर पेपर चाहिन्छ हामीलाई फिल्टर पेपर र अब यो धागो त भन्न पर्छ तपाईँहरूलाई त्यसपछि गएर हाम्रो अर्को भनेको फिल्टर गज र स्विङ थ्रेड र तपाईँलाई बनाउनु इच्छा छ भने चाहिँ यहाँनिर हामी सबै म्याटेरियल्सहरू सुरुमा हामीले प्रिपेयर गर्नुहोस् र त्यसपछि गएर दुईवटा लेयरलाई गरेर जोइन गरेर बिचमा चाहिँ हामी फिल्टर गज राखेर इलास्टिक ब्यान्डमा राखेर हामीले बनाउन सक्छौँ यो चाहिँ र यो सिम्पल छ र यो तरिका बाहेक यदि तपाईँलाई सामान छैन भने पनि घरको हाम्रो पुरानो कपडाहरूबाट पनि हामीले यो मास्कहरू बनाउन सक्छौँ हामीले जुन तपाईँले युट्युबमा गएर हामीले हेर्न सक्छौँ हामीले युट्युबमा गएर तपाईँले सर्च गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ र यसै गरी हाम्रो अर्को फर्दर कुरामा गर्ने हो भने हामीले यो बाक्सहरू चाहिँ कसरी बनाएर बाँड्यो भन्ने कुरोहरू छ यहाँ म तपाईँलाई देखाउँदैछु यहाँनिर हाम्रो टाइम चाहिँ हाम्रो ठ्याक्कै एउटा पिप्सी कोलामा हाम्रो एउटा सिलाउने ठाउँ छ त्यहाँनिर त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले एउटा उनीहरूले कटिङ गरिदिन्थ्यो हामीले साइडमा देख्नुभएको छ तपाईँले कटिङ गरेको यो चाहिँ स्याम्पल कटिङ हो यो त्यसपछि यो स्याम्पल कटिङ गरेपछि हाम्रो केटाहरूले चाहिँ स्काउट ग्रुपहरूले चाहिँ ठाउँमा गएर आफ्नो घरमा गएर मेसिनहरू सहित गरेर उनीहरूले बनाउँछन् यहाँनिर र दुईटा पेपरलाई गएर जोडेर हामीले दुईटा कपडालाई जोडेर हामीले चाहिँ बिचमा पेपर गज राखेर हामीले यो बनाउँछ यो चाहिँ यसरी नै हामीले बनाइरहेका छौँ र फर्दर अरू कुरा गर्ने हो भने नि तपाईँले कपडाहरू छ भने कपडाहरू कटिङ गरेर बनाउन सक्नुहुन्छ यो चाहिँ हामीले यो प्रबिट गौशाला त्यसपछि गरेर गहना पोखरी त्यसपछि गरेर हाम्रो टेकु त्यहाँ हामीले बाँडेको यो कुरो दृश्यहरू छ यहाँनिर हामीले 100 पिस 200 पिस हामीले त्यो बाँडिरहेको छौँ हामीले उनीहरूबाट राम्रो रेस्पोन्स पनि आएको छ यो चाहिँ र तपाईँहरूलाई अब सेनिटाइजर मेकिङको कुरा हुन्छ सेनिटाइजर चाहिँ हाम्रो अब इन्ग्रेडियन्ट्सहरू के चाहिन्छ भन्ने कुरोहरू हुन्छ यसमा सेफ्टी पनि अप्नाउनुपर्छ आफूले पनि र तपाईँले कति मात्रामा युज गर्ने भन्ने कुराहरू हुन्छ यो चाहिँ र हाम्रो इन्ग्रेडियन्ट्समा चाहिँ हामीले यो सामानहरूमा चाहिँ एलोभेरा मेन एलोभेरा साल्ट एउटा फिटकिरी चाहिन्छ तुलसी लिफ तुलसी पत्ता अनि निम पत्ता त्यसपछि ग्लिसरिन अनि कपुर अनि इथाइल अल्कोहल र एलोभेरा चाहिँ हाम्रो हातलाई सफ्ट बनाउँछ र हाम्रो हातमा अब डिसइन्फेक्सन हुनलाई बचाउँछ भने सालले चाहिँ हाम्रो कीटाणुहरू मारिदिन्छ र तुलसी र लिफले पनि हाम्रो कीटाणु मार्ने सहित गरेर हाम्रो सुगन्ध बनाउँछ त्यो लिक्विडलाई चाहिँ त्यसपछि ग्लिसरिन एउटा केमिकल हो त्यसले चाहिँ हाम्रो हातलाई सफ्टनेसमा बनाउने काम गर्छ भने कपुरले चाहिँ हाम्रो सुगन्ध बनाउने काम गर्छ र इथाइल अल्कोहल हामी 99% युज गर्ने भनेको त्यहाँनिर लेखाएको छ हामीले र यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले जस्ट 5 लिटर बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ हामीले मिनिमम पनि 3 लिटर 4 लिटर हामीले अल्कोहल मिसाउनु पर्छ र एलोभेरा हामीले 5 लिटरको सेनिटाइजर बनाउँदाखेरि एलोभेरा हाम्रो ठ्याक्कै 2.5 केजी लिएर 3 केजीसम्म हामी एलोभेरा युज गर्छौँ हामी र फिटकिरी भन्यो भने ठ्याक्कै त्यही 200 ग्राम फिटकिरी अनि तुलसी लिफहरू हामी त्यही अनुसार 200 ग्राम मिक्स गर्छौँ र ग्लिसरिन भनेको 100 ml हामी मिक्स गरेर हामी बनाउँछौँ यो चाहिँ यो चाहिँ हाम्रो यो बनाउने तरिकाहरू यहाँ गर्दैछु मैले यो चाहिँ हामीले ग्लिसरिन र यो सबै मिक्स गरेको यो ठाउँहरूमा गरेर हामीले यहाँनिर मिक्स गरिरहेको छौँ सुरुमा एलोभेराहरू निम तुलसी निमहरू चाहिँ हामीले उमाल्नुपर्छ र फिटकिरीसँगै उमालेपछि हामीले यो चाहिँ इथाइल अल्कोहल हामी मिक्स गर्छौँ हामी त्यसपछि चाहिँ लास्टमा गएर हाम्रो केही फोटोहरू छन् यहाँनिर जुन हाम्रो साथीहरूले सहयोग गरेका छन् र हाम्रो चाहिँ सेनिटाइजिङ कम्युनिटी एउटा ग्रुप हाम्रो रेडी छ त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ जुन चाहिँ हामी बौद्धतिर भयो पिप्सिकुलातिर भयो हामी गएर हामीले जहाँतिर हामीले माग गरिरहेका छौँ उनीहरूले यहाँ सेनिटाइजर छर्किनु पऱ्यो भनेर आउँथ्यो र हामी सुकुम्बासी टोलमा गएर हामी सेनिटाइजर छर्किरहेको छौँ हामीले र सेनिटाइजरमा चाहिँ कीटनाशक औषधिहरू हामीले बाहिर किन्न नै पाउँछ पसलतिर त्यही युज गरेर हामीले छर्किरहेको छौँ र हाम्रो यो पास्ट प्रोजेक्ट भनेर मैले राखेको छु अहिले एउटा जुन चाहिँ हामीले भूकम्पको 1-2 वर्षपछि हामीले चाहिँ रिकन्स्ट्रक्सनको एउटा प्रोजेक्ट चलाएको थियो हामीले जसमा चाहिँ मेरो बाहिरको नर्वेको ग्रुप र हाम्रो अस्ट्रेलियाको ग्रुपले हामीले सपोर्ट गरेको थियो र सँगसँगै हाम्रो स्काउटको ग्रुप हामीले उनीहरूले हेल्प गरेको भएर हामीले चाहिँ भोलिन्टियर रोटेसन वाइज हामीले चलाएर यो प्रोजेक्ट कम्प्लिट गरेको थियो लगभग हामीले दोलखा र नगरकोटमा गएर हामीले 6वटा घर बनायो हामीले यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो अब नेसनल क्र्यू भयो कुमार येलो पनि क्र्यू भयो यसै गरी हाम्रो धेरै क्र्यूहरूले हामीले सपोर्ट गरेका छन् यहाँ चाहिँ र फर्दर एक्चुअली भन्यो भने चाहिँ हामीले गेटवे एकाडेमी जुन चाहिँ पिप स्कुलमा हुन्छ त्यो स्कुलले पनि धेरै नै सपोर्ट गरेको छ हामीलाई हरेक कुरामा ठाउँ प्रोभाइड गर्नेदेखि लिएर हामीले अब स्पोन्सर फाइनेन्सियल कुरामा स्पोन्सर गर्ने कुरादेखि लिएर हरेक कुरामा सपोर्ट गरिराख्नु भएको छ हामीलाई चाहिँ र त्यसमा के भन्नुहुन्छ र हाम्रो यति नै हो अब कसैलाई केही क्वेसन छ भने प्लिज सोध्नु होला यो हाम्रो रिकन्स्ट्रक्सन प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ हामीले गरिरहेको छौँ अझै पनि थ्याङ्क यू कसैलाई केही क्वेसन छ भने सोध्नु होला के भनेको यो चाहिँ
Okay, the questions कतिको प्योर एन्ड लाइक कतिको अनइफेक्टेड हुन्छ भने हाउ मच इट इज भेरिफाइड भन्न खोज्या होला मेरो विचारमा दावाजी यसको एन्सर दिनुस् तपाईँ
थ्याङ्क यू फर कमेन्ट हामीले चाहिँ ठ्याक्कै टेकुमा गएर हाम्रो यो ल्याब टेक्निसियन एउटा दाइ हुनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई गएर सोधेको थियो हामीले कसरी हामीले युज गर्ने कसरी हामीले कति मात्रामा युज गर्ने भन्नुभयो उहाँले ठ्याक्कै उहाँको गाइड अनुसार हामीले गऱ्यौँ र मेरो चाहिँ एउटा अस्ट्रेलिया ग्रुप र यता बाहिर नर्वे ग्रुपमा कृषि फाउन्डेसन भन्ने ग्रुप छ उनीहरूले चाहिँ यो सेनिटाइजर बनाइरहेको छ उनीहरूले हामीले सिकाइरहेको छ यसरी बनाउने भनेर चाहिँ दो वी आर नट अ पर्फेक्ट बट वी आर ट्राइङ आवर बेस्ट यस कारणमा हामीले भने जस्ट ट्राई आवर बेस्ट एन्ड बी प्रिपेयर्ड एट अल कन्डिसन हामीले भन्ने कुरा छ हामीले ट्राई गरेको यो र हामीले यो टेकुबाट र हामीलाई यता गौशालाबाट चाहिँ हामीले राम्रो रिस्पोन्स आएको छ त्यो पुलिस बिटबाट चाहिँ उनीहरूले अझै नै मागिरहेको छ हामीलाई चाहिँ हामी योसँग अब दुईचोटि हामीले दिइसक्यो र अर्कोचोटि हामीले दिने प्लान भइरहेको छ हामी अब त्यहाँ प्रोडक्सन भइरहेछ त्यस उनीहरूबाट राम्रो रिस्पोन्स आएको भएर हामीले अझै नै बनाइरहेको छ हामीले चाहिँ अरू केही क्वेसन छ
what inspired you to start this amazing project? Very nice question. Asma Dulalले सोध्नु भएको छ यो काम गर्नलाई तपाईलाई केले इन्स्पायर गर्यो किन गर्नु भएको यो काम
स्काउटिङ इटसेल्फ वाज इन्स्पायरिङ मुभमेन्ट मलाई कसैले इन्स्पायर गरेको होइन तर मलाई चाहिँ एउटा स्काउट भएर मलाई गर्ने एउटा इच्छा जागेको यो चाहिँ म फ्री पनि थिएँ र स्काउटिङ भोलिन्टियर भनेको चाहिँ फ्री टाइममा गर्ने हो यस्तो भोलिन्टियरहरू भनेको चाहिँ म फ्री थिएँ र मेरो साथीहरूले पनि मलाई गरौँ भन्न थाल्यो त्यहाँ एक्चुअली भन्यो भने चाहिँ कृषिकुला एरियामा मास्क र सेनिटाइजरको कमी थियो र हामीले चाहिँ यो साथीहरूसँग ग्रुप बसेर हामी केही गर्न सक्छौँ कि भन्यो यही कुरामा चाहिँ हाम्रो गेटवे एकाडेमीले र म स्पोन्सर गर्छु अलिक केही फन्ड भन्यो त्यसपछि गएर हामीले सुरुवात गऱ्यौँ र सुरुवात गर्दा गर्दै हामीले अरू ग्रुपले पनि फन्डिङ गर्न थाल्यो त्यसपछि हामीले यो सुरुवात गऱ्यौँ सुरुमा चाहिँ हामीले आफूले पनि टेस्ट गऱ्यौँ एक हप्ता 2 हप्तासम्म त्यसपछि हामीले अनि बनाएर हामी आफूले बाँड्यौँ त्यसपछि
Next question is, are you giving the sanitizer and masks to the government bodies only or तपाईले कहाँ यो sanitizer र mask दिइरहनु भएको छ?
Thank you for your question. Nice question. Government bodies भन्नाले हामीले टेकु पुलिस बिटमा गएर दियौँ हामीले 3 चोटि दिइसक्यो हामीले त्यसपछि गएर हामीले यता गहना पोखरी पुलिस बिट र यहाँ गौशाला पुलिस बिट त्यसपछि गएर हामीले यता कानागढी पुलिस बिटमा दियौँ हामीले त्यसै गरी भक्तपुरको साथीहरूले पनि मैले दिएको अनुसार उनीहरू भक्तपुर पुलिस बिटमा दिएको छ भन्ने कुरा आएको थियो मैले हेर्न चाहिँ हेरेको छैन र अब बाहिरको कुरा गर्ने हो भने हामीले यता स्ट्रिट चिल्ड्रेनहरू स्ट्रिट पिपलहरू जो चाहिँ अब उनीहरूसँग पैसा हुँदैन किन्नलाई उनीहरूसँग अब त्यतिकै बसिरहेको हुन्छ उनीहरूले हामीले मास्क र सेनिटाइजर हामीले दिएको छौँ हामीले कुरै गर्ने हो भने अनाथालय यता कपनमा एउटा अनाथालय छ त्यहाँनिर त्यहाँ पनि दियौँ हामीले सेनिटाइजर मास्क त्यसपछि गएर उता रिहाब सेन्टर र यो द्वन्द पीडित भनेर हाम्रो यता साखुमा छ एउटा संस्था त्यहाँ पनि हामीले बाँड्यौँ र यसै गरी हामीले यता सुकुम्बासी बस्ती जुन चाहिँ यता जडीबुटीमा छ त्यहाँ गएर सुकुम्बासी बस्तीमा दियौँ र त्यहाँनिर हाम्रो एउटा डिस्पोजल एरिया पनि छ त्यहाँनिर फर्मुला डिस्पोजल एरिया त्यहाँ गएर हामी सबैलाई बाँड्यो पनि हामीले र यसै गरी हामीले जति पनि हेल्प मागिरहेको हुन्छ उनीहरूलाई सक्दो हामीले कोसिस गरेर हामीले दिइरहेको हुन्छ जति मात्रामा प्रोडक्सन हुन्छ त्यति दिइरहेको छ हामीले कोसिस गरिरहेको छौँ एनी क्वेसन
The next and the final questions. How do you convince the community, local people हरूलाई तपाईले कसरी कन्भिन्स गर्नुभयो यो प्रोजेक्टको लागि र do you conduct project with others help or with your scouts तपाईले बाहिरबाट कतैबाट फन्डिङ पाउनु भएको छ वा तपाईको आफ्नो स्काउट्सहरुबाट मात्रै गर्नुभएको छ कम्युनिटीलाई कसरी चाहिँ कन्भिन्स गर्न सक्नुभयो
थ्यांक यू फर क्वेशन जस्ट हाम्रो फन्डिङ चाहिँ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो गेटवे स्कुलले अलिकति फन्ड गराएको थियो हामीलाई त्यसैले मेरो बाहिरको ग्रुपहरु थियो उनीहरूले पनि गरौँ भनेर हामीले गर्यौं र अरु भन्दा नि हामी फ्री भएको थियौं र साथीहरुसँग हामी बस्यौं र हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं हामीले यसको लागि भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी सुरुमा हामी आफूले बनाउन सुरु गर्यौं हामी त्यो मास्क र सेनिटाइजर चाहिँ त्यसपछि गएर हामीले राम्रो भयो कि कम्युनिटी वरिपरिको ब्याकग्राउन्ड पिपुलहरूले पनि ल हामीले पनि दिनु भन्यो। त्यसपछि गरेर हामीले बनाउन थाल्यो अनि दिन थाल्यो। त्यसपछि गरेर हामीले फर्दर हाम्रो टिकबाट फोन आयो र यताबाट हामीलाई बाहिरबाट पनि फोन आयो, हाम्रो सेनिटाइजर हामीले प्रोभाइड गर्न मिल्छ कि भन्यो। त्यसपछि गरेर हामीले मास्क र सेनिटाइजर बनाउन थाल्यो अनि उनीहरूलाई त्यो अनुसार उनीहरूको रेस्पोन्स आउँछ हामीले दिनु थियो वरिपरितिर। अरू केही क्वेसन छ र?
Thank you, Dawa Sherpa, for your wonderful projects. Of course, I hope all the peoples who are here in this youth forum, you'll be inspired and you can do something in your local community with the aspiration of the Dawa ji le jun काम गर्नु भएको छ त्यो कामले तपाईहरु पनि inspire हुनुहुन्छ होला र त्यो कामबाट तपाईले पनि केही प्रोजेक्ट्सहरु गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भन्ने मैले आशा लिएको छु। उहाँले राइट टाइममा राइट प्रोजेक्ट, यानी कि अहिले जेको आवश्यकता छ, कम्युनिटीले जेलाई आवश्यक ठानेको छ त्यो चीज उहाँले चाहिँ उपलब्ध गराउन सक्नु भएको छ। So if you can directly contact with him or हामीसँग तपाईहरुले उहाँको कन्ट्याक्ट इन्फर्मेसन सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ। हामी पछि त्यसको बारेमा जानकारी गराउने छौं। Thank you much Dawaji for your wonderful presentation. Now हामीसँग यो नेपालको पूर्वमा पर्ने हिमालयन रोभर रेन्जर क्रू जो चाहिँ झापामा पर्छ, हिमालयन रोभर रेन्जर क्रू ले गरेको प्रोजेक्टको हामीसँग एउटा भिडियो छ। त्यो प्रोजेक्टबाट पनि तपाईहरु इन्स्पायर हुनुहुन्छ, तपाईहरुले पनि आफ्नो लोकल कम्युनिटीमा एक्सन लिन सक्नुहुन्छ भनेर हामी त्यो भिडियो यहाँ शो गर्न गइरहेका छौं। प्लिज watch this video. सिम्पल तर कम्युनिटीको लागि अत्यावश्यक काम गर्नको लागि स्काउट सधैं तत्पर रहन्छ, तयार रहन्छ भन्ने मान्यताले यो कार्यक्रम रहेको छ। लेट अस सी द भिडियो। थ्यांक यू। साउन्ड आएको छ, प्लिज सिग्नल मी साउन्ड आएको छ कि छैन। छैन। ओके, हामी फेरि यसलाई उ गर्छौं, फेरि प्ले अगेन गर्छौं। सो बाइ दैट टाइम हामी यसपछि सोशल टाइम, हाम्रो सोशल टाइम हुनेछ। सोशल टाइम विनीतले राज डिस्कनेक्ट भएको भन्ने खबर पाएको छु मैले, विनीतले कन्डक्ट गर्नुहुन्छ। हामीसँग 3-4 वटा प्रोग्राम अलरेडी आइसकेका छ। आज हामी टाइम फ्रेम भन्दा अलिकति बढी गइसकेका भएर हामी त्यही 3-4 वटा प्रोग्राम गर्छौं। विनीत नोट दिस। Raj pani आइसक्नु भएको रहेछ। Vinit and Raj, you just go ahead with this program. Let's not add any more for today. We have tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we have every day, so that we can do it. So video हेर्न गइरहेको छु। This is wonderful project. I would like to congratulate and sincere thanks from the side of the Nepal Scouts, Himalayan Rover Ranger crew, Mr. Gagan, Raj Bhandari, Rover leader and the team. उहाँहरूले चाहिँ जुन किसिमको काम गर्नुभएको छ ज्यादै सराहनीय छ. So I hope all the Rover Rangers please सानो सानो काम हामीले गरे सानो एक्सनले कम्युनिटीमा ठुलो इम्प्याक्ट पार्न सक्छ. सो द्याट तपाईहरुको यस्ता साना साना कामले राष्ट्रलाई सोसाइटीलाई ठुलो महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान दिन सक्छ. सो ट्राई टु यो पेन्डेमिकको समयमा हेरेर गर्न हुन्छ भन्ने कुरामा म सोच्दछु. Once again, thank you Gagan Raj Bhandari and the team for the wonderful project. अब now we are in the another segment. The segment is for the entertainment. So try to stress yourself, try to do something, and I would like to request the steering committee to take the lead for the upcoming project, that is the social time, song, ale, and whatever, like campfire. So time starts now. The steering committee chair, Binit, and the team, please take your charge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. लाइन गाडको कारणले म चाहिँ अघि आउन सकिनँ, त्यसको लागि थ्याङ्क यू सो मच दावा सर एन्ड गगन राज भण्डारी सर यो भिडियोको लागि. अब चाहिँ हामी सोशल टाइममा प्रवेश गर्दैछौँ. सो आई वुड लाइक टु कल ज्योतिका थापा.
Thank you so much, Raj. It's such an honor to welcome you. It's me, Thapa, you. Though it's a hard time for all of us, utilizing this period, we have organized youth forum. Without any delay, I would like to move forward to our social time program. In the first performance, for that, let me call upon Mr. Mani Pradhan for his poem. Mr. Mani Pradhan from Guru Lalitpur.
First of all, good afternoon and namaste to all respected teachers, brothers, sisters, and my dear friends. I am Monil Pradhan from Lalitpur district and I am from campaign crew. Today, I am going to recite a poem. And first of all, good afternoon to all my teachers, dear friends, brothers, and sisters. I am Mr. Monil Pradhan from campaign crew and I'm from Lalitpur district. And today I'm here to recite a poem and topic of my poem is Guru को बारेमा दुई शब्द. कामलाई हेर्न बत्ती लिनु पर्दैन, गुरुको बारेमा बोलिरहनु पर्दैन. कामलाई हेर्न बत्ती लिनु पर्दैन, गुरुको बारेमा बोलिरहनु पर्दैन. तैपनि घामलाई हेर्न बत्ती लिए तपाईको बारेमा दुई चार शब्द बोल्न चाहे. पाइन शब्दकोशमा तपाईलाई व्याख्या गर्न सक्ने शब्द, त्यसैले नरिसाउनु गल्ती भएमा मन नैबाट लेख्छु म अब. हजुरको माया नाङ्गो आँखाले देख्दिन, दुई चार शब्द बोलेर तपाईको व्याख्या गर्न सक्दिन्न. कति मूर्ख रहेछु म व्याख्या गर्न खोजे, तपाईको त जति व्याख्या गरे पनि कम हुन्छ बुझे. कति मूर्ख रहेछु म घामलाई हेर्न मैनबत्ती रोजे. सधैँभरि मेरा शिरमा तपाईको हात राख्नु, गल्ती गरे कहिले काहीँ आशिष दिन चाहिँ नछाड्नु. सफलताको बाटोमा मलाई देखाउनुस्, हारे भने त्यही हारबाट पाठ सिकाउनुस्. कुनै बेला मैले गल्ती गरे भनी बालक भनी माफ गर्नुस्. म त अबुझ छु त त्यसैले सधैँभरि मेरो शिरमा हात राख्नुस्. कामलाई हेर्न बत्ती लिनु पर्दैन, गुरुको बारेमा बोलिरहनु पर्दैन.
Thank you, Mani Pradhan, for your great performance. तपाईँले भन्नुभएको जस्तै हामीले गुरुको बारेमा केही भनिरहनु पर्दैन, किनकि गुरु भनेको भगवान सर हुन्छन् हैन. भगवान सर हुन्छ. तपाईँले भन्नुभएको सबै Mani Pradhan, it was a great perform. You have performed हैन. तपाईँले भन्नुभएको छ कि गुरुलाई हेर्न बत्ती लिइरहनु पर्दैन भन्नुभएको छ। थ्याङ्क यू फर यर पर्फर्मेन्स। अनि नाउ आई वुड लाइक टु होइन वेलकम नाउ आई वुड लाइक टु कल राज फर हिज नेक्स्ट पर्फर्मेन्स। राज
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। म चाहिँ आज यस सोसल टाइममा चाहिँ एउटा पोइम भन्न गइरहेको छु। मेरो कविताको शीर्षक छ मेरी आमा। जगत जननी त्यागको मूर्ति ममताकी खानी, जगत जननी त्यागको मूर्ति ममताकी खानी, निर्मल संवेदनशील अनि मनकी रानी, निर्मल पवित्र संवेदनशील अनि मनकी रानी। राजकुमार र पढेको कथा सुनाउँछिन् मेरी आमा, राजकुमार र पढेको कथा सुनाउँछिन् मेरी आमा, नामै सिकाउँछिन् मेरी आमा, कल्प नामै रमाउन पनि सिकाउँछिन् मेरी आमा। बालहटसँग दिक्क हुँदा पनि मलाई माया गर्ने, बालहटसँग दिक्क हुँदा पनि मलाई माया गर्ने, सारा गल्तीहरू माफ गरेर स्नेहको आँचलमा बेर्ने, सारा गल्तीहरू माफ गरेर स्नेहको आँचलमा बेर्ने। सात समुद्र पारी पनि आशीर्वाद सन्देश पठाउँछिन्, सात समुद्र पारी पनि आशीर्वाद सन्देश पठाउँछिन्, सम्झेर हर रात मलाई नै सधैँ सिरानी भिजाउँछिन्, सम्झेर हर रात सधैँ नै सिरानी सधैँ भिजाउँछिन्। चौतारी हो तिम्रो विशाल हृदय मेरो दुःख बिसाउने, चौतारी हो तिम्रो विशाल हृदय मेरो दुःख बिसाउने, एक जुनी काफी छैन ममताको मूल्य चुकाउने, एक जुनी काफी छैन ममताको मूल्य चुकाउने। सकिन तिर्न दुधको भारा यो जीवनमा म के गरौँ, सकिन तिर्न दुधको भारा यो जीवनमा म के गरौँ, अर्को जुनी पाएछु भने आमा तिम्रै कोखमा परौँ, अर्को जन्म पाएछु भने आमा तिम्रै कोखमा परौँ। हस्, थ्याङ्क यू।
चाहिँ राम्रो पोएम भन्नुभएको छ। अनि फर द नेक्स्ट पर्फर्मेन्स आई लाइक टु कल अपन मिस्टर अरुण तामाङ फर हिज पोएम। प्लिज वेलकम अरुण तामाङ फ्रम ललितपुर
उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण महानुभाव र हामीलाई फेसबुक लाइभमा हेर्नु भएको छ अभिवादन। म चाहिँ ललितपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट रोभर रेन्जर क्रुबाट र आजको यो टाइममा चाहिँ मैले महामारीको भारी भन्ने कविता ल्याएको छु। महामारीको भारी कविताको शीर्षक रहेको छ, यो महामारी खै कस्तो हो यो महामारी, गइसक्यो करिब 3 महिना पारी, छ अझै पनि विश्वलाई भारी। चीनबाट सुरु भई आयो, आज विश्वलाई आफ्नो आफन्तको महत्त्व देखायो, आज विश्वलाई आफ्नो आफन्तको महत्त्व देखायो। सबै मानिसलाई एकै बनायो, त्रासै त्रासमा लुक्नु बाध्य गरायो, धुलो छोप्ने मास्क मेरो जीवन बचाउने कवच बनाइदियो। घरभित्र भित्रै सबै थोक अनि आफै सुरक्षित रहन सिकायो, घरभित्र भित्रै सबै थोक अनि आफै सुरक्षित रहन सिकायो। कहिले तिम्रो कुरा गर्छु कहिले लेख लेख्छु, जतिखेर निन्द्रा लाग्छ म भुसुक्क सुत्छु, कति मिठो निन्द्रा त्यो कति धेरै सपना देखेको, जस्याङ्ग बिउजिन्छु बाहिर जाने प्रयत्न गर्छु, तर विपनामा मलाई लकडाउनले घेरेको, जस्याङ्ग बिउजिन्छु बाहिर जाने प्रयत्न तर विपनामा लकडाउनले घेरेको। हात नै सेतो भइसक्यो, पहिला त पढाइमा मात्र सीमित दियो, तर अब जाऊ तिमीले त विश्वलाई नै सखाप पारिदियो, तर अब जाऊ तिमीले त विश्व नै सखाप पारिदियो। धन्यवाद।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच अरुण तामाङ तपाईँको अत्यन्तै राम्रो कविताको लागि। साँच्चै आज हामीसँग चाहिँ धेरै कविहरू आएर आफ्नो कविताहरू चाहिँ सेयर गर्नुभयो र आजको यो समयसम्म आइपुग्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीलाई अरू पनि पर्फर्मेन्सहरू आएका थिए, तर ती पर्फर्मेन्सहरूलाई चाहिँ समयको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले दिन सकेनौँ। सो नाउ हियर वी ह्याभ दिलनवाज शेख which going to share his experience of lockdown. So I would like to call my dearest friend Dilnawaz Sheikh here for his
experiences.
Thank you so much, Binit. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Dilna Ashek from Subayu Kriv. I'm from Kathmandu district. And thank you so much to the organizing team, special guests and lecturers, also to our team of steering committee and recommendation. I'm here. I live the lockdown in a better way. So I'm here to share a sharings what I did during this lockdown. So I got some new opportunities. I read some novels. I joined the leadership and organizing team. Binit and I were colleagues there, and I am the alumni of that team. And I even got selected in the team and able to run 3 more classes. And then we started. I'm sorry, my video is unable because my camera is a bit crashed. And I also started a movement called Political Literacy for Women. That movement started a sub movement called Political Literacy for Young Women, where we provided class to the 60 young women. And a Not Anymore campaign was also started during the Political Literacy for Young Women's movement, and it became a campaign. That campaign includes we were against online sexual harassments. And we are out of time, so I finish in a very articulated way. And one more great thing I got to get involved is this Portugal Youth Forum 2020. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dilnawaz. I think Raj is not there, so today's program. So furthermore, I would like to request Devraj Gimulesar to take the session
I'm
forward.
here.
conclude. Thank you everyone. It was very nice. आज हाम्रो दिन असाध्यै राम्ररी गयो. अब So now what आज दिनभरिमा तपाईहरुले राम्रो कुराहरु सिक्नुभयो भन्ने कुरामा हामी विश्वस्त छौं. तपाईहरुले जुन किसिमको प्रेजेन्टेशन्स, त्यसपछि हाम्रो राष्ट्रिय युवा परिषदका उपाध्यक्षज्यूबाट speech, really encouraging speech, motivating speech. Then after we had showcase projects, and you did it. Then again, some of the fellowship programs, some of the entertainment program. Although there are more poems, so I expect next day there will be more combination of the different programs. Like you can have the different languages. You can have a. I expect तपाईहरुबाट भोलि पर्सिलाई चाहिँ गीत जस्तै स्काउटको गीतै गाउने हो भने विथ द गिटार काइजन आफ्नो घरमै लाइभ चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो है. त्यो किसिमको एक्सपेक्टेसन मेरो छ. सो फ्रम नेक्स्ट डे यु विल डु दिस. आई होप तपाईहरु केही छ भने हामीलाई शेयर गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भोलिको लागि. यति भन्दै मलाई आज हामी अलिकति टाइम बढी गएको छौं. सो त्यसको लागि we apologize, but of course we totally utilized the time, and we did a very good program. So finally, thank you everyone for your attendance. Tomorrow same time, don't be late, and stay to a whole program. Rajkumar le kehi bhanna khoज्दैछ last ma, so then I will conclude. Rajkumar,
okay,
please.
thank you sir. मैले भन्न खोजेको चाहिँ भोलि पर्सितिर हाम्रो प्रोग्राम चाहिँ के हुन्छ त्यसको बारेमा चाहिँ केही भन्न गइरहेको छु. त्यसैले सबै कसैले पनि सेसनहरु चाहिँ मिस नगरिदिनु हुन पनि अनुरोध गर्दछु. भोलि चाहिँ हामी स्काउट फर एसटीजी को सेसन हुँदैछ. अनि रिडिङ मटेरियल चाहिँ नेपाल स्काउटको उसबाट मेलमा आएको छ. त्यो मेल चाहिँ सबैजनाले हेरिदिनु होला. अनि पर्सि चाहिँ रोबर रेन्जर सेक्सनसँग रिलेटेड हुन्छ, युथसँग रिलेटेड चाहिँ कुराहरु अथवा सेसनहरु हुँदैछ. त्यो पनि हामीले मेलमा पठाएका छौं, हेर्नु होला. अनि 5 गते 19 जुनमा चाहिँ we have नेपाल स्काउट डे सेलिब्रेसन. अनि त्यसको लागि चाहिँ विशेष कार्यक्रम राखेमा हजुरहरुले चाहिँ आफ्नो प्रतिभाहरु परफर्मेन्सहरु चाहिँ हामी स्टेट कमिटीलाई चाहिँ सेन्ड गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ. र त्यसबाट सिलेक्टेड परफर्मेन्सहरु चाहिँ त्यहाँ प्रस्तुत हुन्छन्। अनि 6 गते चाहिँ हाम्रो भर्चुअल क्याम्प फायर हुन्छ अनि त्यसमा पनि त्यस्तै तपाईहरुले चाहिँ आफ्नो परफर्मेन्सहरु पठाउन सक्नुहुनेछ स्टियरिङ कमिटीलाई। अनि त्यहाँबाट स्टियरिङ कमिटीले चाहिँ सिलेक्ट गरेको परफर्मेन्सहरुलाई मात्र त्यहाँ चाहिँ प्रेजेन्ट गरिनेछ। हस्, थ्यांक यू सो मच एभ्रीवन फर योर पेशेन्स। नाउ आई वुड लाइक टु रिक्वेस्ट देवराज सर टु कन्क्लुड टुडेज फोरम।
थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच राजकुमार। सो तपाईहरुलाई इमेलमा हामीले डे टु डे शेड्युल पठाएका छौं, प्लिज चेक इट। तपाईहरुलाई एसएमएस आउने गरेको छ त्यो लिंकको एभ्रीडेको, त्यो चेक गर्नु होला। रिडिङ मटेरियल्सहरु पठाइया छ, अघि नै भनिसकेको छ, प्लिज चेक गर्नु होला। र रिडिङ मटेरियल तपाईहरु पहिले नै पढेर आउनुभयो भने सेसनहरु अलि बुझ्न सजिलो हुन्छ। एन्ड अल्सो हाम्रो रिकमेन्डेसनको ड्राफ्ट पनि सुरु हुँदैछ। सो यो युथ फोरमबाट तपाईहरुलाई के कस्तो रिकमेन्डेसन गर्दै हुन्थ्यो भन्ने जस्तो लाग्छ। चाहिँ स्टियरिङ कमिटीको नम्बरहरु पनि हामीले पब्लिश गरेका छौं। फोनमा नै एसएमएस गर्न सकिन्छ, मेसेन्जरमा कनेक्ट हुनुहुन्छ भने मेसेन्जरमा, र तपाईहरुलाई जुन इमेलबाट इन्फर्मेसनको इमेल आउँछ त्यो इमेलमा तपाईले रिप्लाई गर्नुभयो भने पनि यु विल गेट तपाईको भोइस चाहिँ हामी सुन्छौं। सो प्लिज सेन्ड योर फिडब्याक। इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा, नेपाल स्काउट डेमा कहिले कहिले के परफर्मेन्स गर्न मन छ त्यसको लागि चाहिँ चाँडो पठाइदिनु होला। हामी लास्ट टाइमको पक्ने छैनौं। यतिको प्रेसको लागि थ्यांक यू भेरी मच। स्टे सेफ, स्टे हेल्दी, स्टे एट होम।